temperatures in the upper 80s in Roswell, Carlsbad, Artesia, 89 degrees on this Thursday, and 88 degrees in Lovington at our radio studios. Tomorrow, a high temperature and 90 at our radio studios, but a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, some strong. And in the Carlsbad, Artesia area, 92 degrees with a chance of a thunderstorm. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsm.com.
What's the date? The exact.
May 11th is National Twilight Zone Day.
Woo! Twilight Zone?
The Twilight Zone.
What is this weird show?
It's like a bad Twilight Zone.
Straight from the Twilight Zone.
Okay, it's official. Into the Twilight Zone.
Kind of like the Twilight Zone.
Now get ready for a wild ride
In the Twilight Zone.
Happy National Twilight Zone Day.
Showtime.
And good morning to you. It is National Nurses Day also. So if you want to give a shout out to a nurse, here is your opportunity to do so. By the way, text line 877-396-W105 being brought to you by Kubota. And, of course, our buddies at Amigo Machinery, amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day, National Nurses Day. Shout out to nurses being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, wherever else, being brought to you by DesertSandsNM.com, Desert Sand Water Well. And when you mention Be in the Breakfast Club, you can save money. All you have to do is mention Be in the Breakfast Club and get a discount. It's that easy. And we're broadcasting from inside the End of the Mountain God studio, just a studio, not inside the casino. I couldn't work like that because I like gambling way too much, but that's just me. And the morning show being powered by our buddies at Carlsbad Chevy. Tom A is in the studio. And Russ Black operating all the equipment, and Will Rooney comes in. We'll just call him Scorpion Man.
Scorpion Man. Scorpion. Yeah, my Scorpion story can't amount to bees.
Yeah, my Scorpion story was pretty brutal.
That's bad, dude. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
there's
even
a couple things. Never sleep naked in southeast New Mexico during scorpion season. They like to snuggle.
Getting bit on the pinky is not even comparison. It's a totally different area of the body.
Yeah, it wasn't nice. And those things can sting multiple times. I think I got it 4 times.
Angry.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm good.
It was not good. Eat What You Want Day, a day designed just for people like Tom A. Hostess Cupcake Day, Make a Book Day, National Children's Mental Health Awareness Day, Twilight Zone Day. Sometimes I feel, after working with Tom, I have entered the Twilight Zone. Am I the only one? Well, you never feel like that? Like you have
dream, Twilight Zone. Yeah, I feel it a lot.
World Ego Awareness Day. And it kind of cracks me up when I hear from people, yeah, B's got an ego. The biggest ego in the building is Tom A. I mean, not even close.
I don't think so. Why do I have an ego?
Oh, my God. You are such a diva.
You don't know who I am?
I'm Tom A. Dude, you think it's a joke until you actually hear him pull that on somebody, and we're just looking at him like, are you serious right now?
You were paying for your food at the Rustler's Buffet. I watched you walk out. You didn't even realize I was there. You paid for your lunch, and then you asked the girl if she wanted your autograph.
Yeah, you don't know who I am? Look, if you have to ask, chances are they don't know who you are. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. Yeah. Long Island Representative George Santos arrived in federal court yesterday and surrendered to authorities. He has been charged with fraud, money laundering, and other crimes. By the way, a resume filled with this guy, so much lying, you would think he'd be working for Biden. I'm just saying, I would think he would be on the other team. But no, he ran as a Republican. And the Oversight and Accountability Committee says the Biden family and its business associates created more than 20 companies, receiving more than $10 million from foreign nationals, while Joe Biden served as vice president. You ever wonder how much money they received when he's president? Soon, Joe will be doing, I am not a crook, but he'll screw that up and say, I am a crook. Yeah, I would expect that. And Title 42 ending tonight at midnight. The Biden administration looks like a deer in the headlights. Alejandro Mayorkas, in charge of Homeland Security, says they have a plan.
Really?
I just don't know why I don't believe, because if you had a plan, wouldn't you already, I mean, that's just me. I would think that you had already implemented the plan.
Right.
We're coming back tonight at midnight. Why wouldn't you extend that? And the University of Georgia, repeat national champions of college football. They declined last year going to the White House, and they declined this year. So the Biden administration is changing the day on June 12th to College Athlete Day because they got turned down. And Paramount laying off 25% of its staff. MTV News cutting their staff. They're shutting the whole damn thing down for just the news division. It wasn't really news anyway, but it shows how great the population is. The economy is pretty good. Pretty good. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. You can trust the name. They serve all of Southeast New Mexico and West Texas, and they offer exceptional construction and siding service, and they offer residential service and also commercial and industrial type metal buildings. So you can trust these guys from the start to the finish. Seminole Siding and Construction, they offer comprehensive solutions for all your construction need. And if you need them to put siding on, that's not a problem. Metal roofs, doors, and windows. Find out more information by going to SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com or giving them a call, 575-391-1430. 84 for the high today. Winds are going to be less than 15 miles an hour. Clear tonight, down to about 55. And then rain coming tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures dropping, will be about 91. Temperatures dropping Friday night with an 80% chance of rain, 90% chance of rain on Saturday, and more rain coming up on Sunday. Some of those showers could be severe. Check of the weather being brought to you by Zia Guns. Get in there and get yourself a gun today. You've been thinking about getting personal protection? They have a large selection of lethal and non-lethal personal protection. Over 1,000 firearms in stock. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, they've got them all. Get them while you can. Trade in your old gun to get you a better gun. And if you're running tight on money, they will buy your old gun outright. Zia Guns, closed on Saturday, open on Sunday, 1907 North Brandon, Roswell. Tom A. in charge of the text. Tweet of the day. It's a good one. 614, Tom.
Well, we're waiting on them to trickle in this morning, so as soon as we get them in there, we'll get them out.
Wait. I see it on my screen.
I don't see it on my screen.
Is Tom's screen, is there a reason? Is his slow, or is it just me? Is my screen faster in the Philippines, or is just Tom slow?
No, it's they're not coming in yet. So waiting on them.
Wow.
I don't have anything on my side.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if text request has a problem.
No, sometimes our texts are slow getting in. So.
Send Tom a message right now. Just put butthead. That will be the keyword.
Butthead. to 877-396.
Keyword Butthead. All right, well, waiting on the text, let's get updated with the price of oil this morning. Being brought to you by our buddies at Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers, currently hiring. They have a training program that can train you if you ever supervised a frac crew. Spinnaker can teach you how to become a cementing supervisor with the SSIT program. And if you've ever run a blender in the patch, they want you to run one of their cementing trucks. You're going to receive excellent pay and one of the best benefit programs in the industry. Salary is outstanding, and housing is available if you need it. Spinnaker is equal opportunity employer, drug-free employer. Text Oilfield to 63566 and go to greatoilfieldjobs.com.
West Texas Intermediate checks in at $72.31. Brent crude at $76.27, and the price of natural gas is $2.19.
Be careful what you ask for.
We got some buttheads that came in.
Oh yeah, just a lot. Just a lot.
I'm glad we got the buttheads.
We're flooded with buttheads, and let's see what else. Tom, you're an idiot. Tom is the smartest man on earth.
Thank you.
Tom, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Tom is a butthead. Asshat. Hey, Flapjack. Y'all have a blessed day.
Yes.
And Jules said butthead too. So there you go.
There we go. We got them all, Tom.
See what you started.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm not right. I mean, you get what you want. All right, 17 after the hour 6. I got some news about our tweet sponsor coming up, but let's get to the thought of the day. I'll get that out of the way. Being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service, dependable service. 35 years plus ago, Mr. Wendell Wakefield brought the family to New Mexico, started Wakefield Oil. Their number one job is delivering oil and gas products out in the patch. So if you're on location and need diesel, or maybe you need unleaded or interstate batteries, you give them a call and they take care of it. Follow them on Facebook. They're also at wakefieldoil.com. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is, I wish the dollar store would sell gas. Yeah, I really wish the dollar store would sell gas. All right, did you guys see the shooting that was going on in Far, Texas? Tom, you're from Texas, so I'm going to go to you because geographically you're the go-to guy. And so Far, Texas borders with what part of Mexico?
Far, F-A-R-R?
No. P-H-A-R-R.
P-H-A-R. I'm going to say down there to Laredo.
That would be Reynosa.
Yes.
Reynosa. Oh, it's in the neighborhood? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Neighborhood.
It's right. It's right there.
So really those in
the neighborhood. Yeah. So yesterday, and I thought I put that in my stuff, but yesterday shooting broke out. Many shootings broke out on the bridge, and it was pretty touch and go for the people on the bridge. It was pretty crazy. Here's some of the sounds, and you gun enthusiasts, if you want, go ahead and tell me what guns are being fired. To me, that did not sound like a revolver, right, Tom? Or do you think that's a revolver?
No, I don't think so.
It sounded to me, and I'm no expert, so please don't go crazy. And I will not use the word clip, I promise. But part of that kind of sounded like a 50 cal.
Yes. One of those was a heavy machine gun. I can't see it, so I don't know, but it's what the report sounded like. The other one didn't have an AR sound. It was a little bit lower pitch, and then it sounded like AK fire, what I was hearing. But again,
was which side of the border was this coming from? Theirs?
Well, they were firing across the Mexican border, and there are reports this morning. And you know what really makes me sick is no news outlets, none are reporting this story. None. Now, down in McAllen, the TV station reported, and the sheriff reported on it. And but nobody is reporting this. And there's also reports that Mexican army crossed over on the American side, and they were gunned up. And so things are about to get real, very real. And the Biden administration is busy, and they're playing the game of put one finger up your rear and then alternate with another place. Nothing is happening. But reports by the sheriff's department that 3 people were killed in that firefight yesterday that happened shortly before 4 p.m. Things are about to get really real. And our government is not there to take care of our citizens, which is probably one of the saddest things that anybody will ever experience when you count on the government to be there for you, and they're not. That's why so many people don't trust the government, doesn't want anything from the government. I don't want nothing from the government.
See, even the bad press, though, because if this was like some white nationalists, according to the media, firing into the border, across to, then it would be headlines, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. You know what I want from the government? Move the hell out of the way. I mean, you guys have done nothing down there for 27 months. Move the hell out of the way. Let ordinary people take over. Move the hell out of the way. And you know what? A lot of people say, well, there will be carnage. You know what? When your country is being invaded, I would expect nothing less. I really would. And that's exactly what's happening on our southern border. We're being invaded. You can call it what you want. You can sugarcoat it. I'm one of those guys that I might be, I got 2 modes of thinking. Some people think I'm an ass. I'm fine with that. But I will always give you honesty. So if you want to call me an honest ass, that's fine. But we're being invaded. Would you allow somebody to run into your house? This is our house. This is our country. Time for somebody to put up or shut up.
Well, apparently we're not just going to allow them to run into our house. We're going to give them free food and make sure.
Hey, you want the house? Take the car too.
Hey, well, let's go take you over to the doctor and make sure you get all your medical care.
Let me get you right. I need to make sure that you are right. Yeah, sorry about that.
There's a difference if I offer free food, like if they come in and I offer them food versus they just come in and take it, which is what's happening.
No, and that's exactly what is going on. By the way, if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, I did post that up, all the audio and video where you can see bullets flying. It's a crazy time in America. Hobbs Airfield Speedway brings us of course, the tweet of the day. Hobbs Airfield Speedway, we got changes going on. I got a early morning message from Jamal that they had to change some stuff because Saturday we're going to have National Weather Services calling for heavy rain and inclement weather. And so they're postponing Limpy's race coming up Saturday. Now, Friday, they will be racing. The grudge race is going to be going on tomorrow night. Gates open at 7. Gates open at 6. Races start at 7 o'clock, and they'll be running all the way to midnight on a prep track. If you need more information, all you got to do is get in touch with Jamal, 575-631-5099. Follow them on TikTok, Instagram, and, of course, on Facebook. How many times did Biden say that he wasn't involved in the family business? How many times did he say, I don't get involved in my kids' business? Well, let me play a couple sound bites. So you're not confused.
Discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses.
President Biden met with at least 14 of Hunter's business associates while he was vice president.
Then Vice President Joe Biden had dinner with his son Hunter, along with Hunter's business associates from Ukraine, Russia, and Kazakhstan. And the day after the dinner, a Burisma executive sent a note to Hunter, quoting, "Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to D.C. and giving an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together."
Hunter's lucrative business dealings often included giving as much as 50% of his earnings to his dad.
The text read, quote, "I hope you all can do what I did and pay for everything for this entire family for 30 years. It's really hard, but don't worry. Unlike Pop, I won't make you give me half your salary."
His son, Hunter, joining the then vice president on the official visit to Beijing. Unknown to the press back then, Hunter Biden was forming a Chinese private equity fund, planning to raise money, including from Chinese investors. 10 days after the Biden's trip, Shanghai authorities issued the fund's business license.
And Hunter introduced me as, this is Tony, Dad, the individual I told you about that's helping us with the business that we're working on and the Chinese.
All right. Are you stupid? Are you stupid to believe anything that comes out of Joe Biden's mouth? Anything.
Multiple reports, multiple eyewitnesses, multiple participants. But no, he doesn't know. He's never taken a penny. Not a penny.
Whole thing is sad that if you believe this. No, and you know what? I do not believe that Donald Trump raped a woman 26 years ago. I don't. And you can hold that against me if you'd like. Artesia Police Department made an arrest yesterday after a lengthy investigation into the January 2023 case of a baby that was taken to Artesia General Emergency Room. Criminal Investigation Division at the Artesia Police Department responded to the hospital as they launched a death investigation regarding an unattended death of a newborn baby. The deceased baby was transported to the Office of the Medical Investigator, the OMI's office in New Mexico, who performed an autopsy. OMI determined the manner of death was homicide, and the homicide happened. They decided that on March of 2023. Artesia Police Department detectives presented the case and information to the 5th District Attorney's Office, and a criminal complaint arrived, and a 19-year-old, Alexi, and hopefully I say this name right, Trebizo. Is that Treviso?
Treviso.
And she has been charged with multiple counts, including first-degree murder, child abuse, and tampering with evidence. So, newborn baby, pretty much a copycat of what happened with the young lady in Artesia. Tom, I mean, that case was big time at this time. And she didn't know that you could drop off the baby at the police station. See, it doesn't matter how many boxes we build. It really doesn't. Because people that don't want to be tied to that baby are going to throw them away like trash.
I've said it a million times.
Sad.
Waste of $300,000 a box.
Look, my buddy David Martinez, Gallegos, I appreciate everything David does, but I don't think the baby boxes are going to help, because we had a law that said you can drop it off at the hospital or the fire station. So we already have a law in place. We could take that $300,000 and move it to, I don't know, repairing roads. I don't know. Teachers Union President Randy Weingarten encouraging educators to purge their social media history. The American Federation of Teachers president on Wednesday offered assistance erasing their social media history. If you had any harmful post up, we are offering a special deal from Life Brand to scan your social media and eradicate any bad post in English or in Spanish. What about Mandarin? You're not going to offer that? So the union is offering to pay for part of that social media purger. Now, why would they be trying to take down any post? Any idea, Tom?
Nope.
Because they put stuff up about grooming and about transgender puberty blockers and all kind of other stuff. Take it off.
Yeah.
Take it off. And New Mexico's Constitution focus of legal fight over oil and gas drilling, the New Mexico and its Democratic governor are being sued by, they're being sued. The governor and New Mexico being sued. Look, we're the #1 oil and gas producer in the country, and we bring in a buttload of revenue to this state. Can you imagine if we lost all the oil and gas revenue? Where would we be? So a coalition of environmental groups filed a lawsuit on Wednesday in the state district court, marking the first time the state's constitution population control clause or pollution control clause is actually, they're trying to invoke this. By the way, that amendment was signed, put into law in 1971. So the state and the governor are actually being sued because of the oil and gas industry. I'm going to get to Donald Trump in a second. Will, did you get a chance to watch any of that last night?
The
Donald
CNN
Trump
interview? No, but I've seen all kinds of interviews about it.
I got plenty of them, and I'm going to get to most of them. Super Bowl, Chiefs, Harrison Butler. I don't actually know who Harrison Butler is. I don't know what position he plays, but he went to school at Georgia Institute for Technology. He graduated 3 years ago, and he was a keynote speaker. And here's what he said about what you should do after you graduate. Some people were a little taken back. Here's what he said.
But at least I can offer one controversial antidote that I believe will have a lasting impact for generations to come. Get married and start a family.
Whoa! What did you just say? Get married and start a family?
Right.
Holy crap, that somebody's going to be very upset. Get married and start a family. George Soros back. St. Louis district attorney, refused to charge a Cinco de Mayo shooting suspect because they said they had lack of evidence. By the way, if you go back and watch the tape, you can see her actually with a gun and pointing a gun at somebody. Wow. Lack of evidence. Yeah, I mean, video evidence, that's going to be tough. And the Army sergeant who fatally shot a BLM protester in Texas sentenced yesterday to 25 years behind bars. U.S. Army sergeant who fatally shot a armed protester at a BLM Black Lives Matters march where they were blocking the highway in Texas, sentenced to 25 years in prison. Now, Texas has a stand your ground law, don't they? We'll wait for Greg Abbott to overturn this. We'll wait. By the way, we'll see what Abbott does. I think Abbott said it. He's boxed himself in a corner. I think he's going to have to make that choice. Police in Florida arrested an 18-year-old woman in connection with that social media thread across southeast New Mexico. Threat started circulating on Tuesday, prompted warnings across New Mexico. Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Management got involved, and they have arrested an 18-year-old woman from Florida. That's about all we know at this point. Why would an 18-year-old from Florida want to get involved in this? Why? Any idea, Tom?
Nope.
She just put her finger on the map.
Oh, man. Yeah.
New Mexico, southeast New Mexico. Got it. Santa Fe woman got a big surprise the other morning. She went out to water her plants, and guess what she saw in her yard?
Snake.
But, I mean, I'm just going to say, they have called in, the Game and Fish have called in a specialist when it comes to cougars and bobcats, and Tim Jennings will be making his way to Santa Fe to hunt down the bobcat. So, good luck for that. By the way, they say anybody seeing the bobcat, please get in touch with the great bobcat hunter or get in touch with Game and Fish. Either way. We're going to talk about reparations. We'll get to that. Now they want to overturn something that Reagan said in the 90s.
Really?
Because they didn't like it. So I'll get to that in a second. I got a bunch of Trump quotes. First, let's get to the text, 877-396-W105.
But he starts us off this morning, get married and start a family? Nowadays, you won't know if you're marrying a man or a woman, says Buddy.
That would be LMAO.
What does that mean exactly? Laughing my
ass off. Yes.
I want to say that.
Oh,
I can't. It's ass is a bad word.
I can't say that. I mean, I can use a company phone to do ungodly things, but.
Another text says, oh, wow. And then everyone needs to read Deuteronomy 28. I'll look it up here in a minute.
Deuteronomy.
Yeah. And Rocket is saying, isn't it an act of war for foreign militaries to cross into the United States? Asked Rocket this morning.
And knowingly crossing, and this isn't the first time. This is not the first time. Come on, people, open your eyes. And I will say this much. Some of the things Donald Trump said on CNN, pretty boastful. But you know what? I actually believe he could pull a lot of them off. He was asked a question by a lady about the first thing that he would do, Tom. What do you think the first thing that he would do?
And he said it right. Let's drill, baby, drill.
Here's what he had to say.
My question is regarding the economy. Over the past 2 years, we have seen the prices for everything skyrocket. From food to gas to utilities and insurance costs, many people's bills are up several $100s a month, including mine.
Really?
If elected president again, what is the first thing you would do to help bring down the cost to make things more affordable?
Drill, baby, drill.
By the way, a lot of folks in the oil field just puckered up themselves. Just saying. They puckered up. Trump talked about the Second Amendment. Somebody asked a question about the Second Amendment. Here's what he said.
There's been nobody that's protected the Second Amendment, as you know, like I have. I've protected it through thick and thin, not easy to do. But we have a very big mental health problem in this country. And again, it's not the gun that pulls the trigger. It's the person that pulls the trigger. And we have to protect our Second Amendment. We have to protect it.
So that's a little different than what Biden has actually said. And they went at him pretty hard about classified documents. And guess what? Donald Trump, in pure Donald Trump fashion, he hit back, because that's what Donald Trump does. He hit back and he said, yeah, I had classified documents that I was actually negotiating with the folks before they raided my house. He also talked about Biden.
Even Mike Pence had some documents, and he's a very honorable guy.
You referenced
But you know who took him more than anybody is Joe Biden. He has 1,800 boxes, and nobody even knows where they are. 1,800, and nobody talks about him.
Mr. President,
and they put a rough guy on us, and in the meantime, they have nobody.
I think it's important, Mr. President, to actually set the record straight here. They took documents, including President or Vice President Pence. When they realized they had documents, they turned them back over. The difference is that you waited to turn yours over, and it was a year-and-a-half effort that incled a subpoena with those documents. One question about what happened when you had those documents.
It included a raid on my house. That's what it included.
But you'd gotten a subpoena, and they had not been turned over yet.
They didn't raid Biden's house. You know what happened? They put him in the house. That's the one with the Corvette, where the documents were laying all over the floor. That was fine. And you know who happens to be at Mar-a-Lago? Secret Service, and they're phenomenal. I have Secret Service. He didn't have Secret Service. The other thing, the vice president cannot declassify. He didn't have the right to declassify. He has documents from when he was a senator. And even Democrat senators say, I can't believe it.
True story. True story.
Dude,
they
I
also
love the
tried to
fact
get
that
him.
he just laid it all out there. He just like,
Oh, yeah.
He just cut through the BS and said all the stuff that the media doesn't want to say. Well, I want to set the record straight. Well, guess who set the record straight? Donald Trump did.
Try getting your message out. They tried to get him on fair elections, and he very steadfast talked about fair elections. By the way, it's 6:40. Here's what he said.
Race. If you are the Republican nominee and you are in that 2024 race, will you commit tonight to accepting the results of the 2024 election?
Yeah, if I think it's an honest election, absolutely, I would.
Will you commit to accepting the results of the election regardless of the outcome?
You want me to answer it again? If I think it's an honest election, I would be honored to. And right now, we are so far ahead of both Democrat and Republican. And you know what? If I don't win, this country is going to be in big trouble. It's so sad to see what's happening.
But no commitment there on the accepting the results regardless of the outcome.
If it's an honest election, correct, I will.
Okay, so not committing to accepting the 2024 election results or acknowledging what happened in 2020. President Trump, I want to thank you for.
By the way, you need to go back and watch it because his hand gestures were just comical at best. I mean, when he was like, she's crazy. Is pretty much what he was saying. And by the way, she tried to hammer him on January 6th. Why didn't you come to the rescue? He said, I did. And by the way, you got to listen to what he says. And he pulls out the paper and goes through the list and exactly what he did. He didn't wait till the last minute. They took his post down. Here's what he said.
When they went to the Capitol and they were breaking into the Capitol, smashing windows, injuring police officers, why did it take you 3 hours to tell them to go home?
I don't believe it did. Oh, let me pull it out. I have to pull it out. So if you look at, on January 5th, the day before, I said, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. Stay peaceful. This was the day before, and this was in the form of Twitter. Now I use Truth Social. I think it's far superior, okay? I hope everybody's on Truth. If you look January 6th, this is before 2:30. I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. This is right after, as it was happening. But what happened is they took it down. I don't know why. I think they took it down because it was so good. They didn't like it being up there. I am asking, and we didn't know until I got it back, because now I have 90 million people waiting for me to go back, but I'm on Truth, and I'm staying on Truth.
And he also talked about, he called the moderator, this is probably one of the tipping points. He called her a nasty person.
Uh-oh.
And if you watched it, she was being very nasty. Here's what he said.
Why you held on to the documents?
I was negotiating, and we were talking to.
That's the question that investigators have, I think, is why you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to. You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
Can you answer why you held on to the documents?
I was negotiating, and we were talking to NARA, that's Washington, to bring whatever they want. They can have whatever they want.
And you are a nasty person. He also said they're putting it to Biden. And he talked bad about Ron DeSantis, and I think it's way too early for that.
We are really putting it to Biden. But he's putting it to himself because the economy stinks, inflation is horrible, and the border is a disaster. And by the way he got out of Afghanistan was the single most embarrassing moment in the history of our country.
No doubt. That was, yeah. And then he talks about Title 42.
A very fair question, especially since tomorrow is going to be a day of infamy. You're going to have tens of thousands of people pouring into our country. Even the judge, the judge overruled them when they wanted to terminate it early. And he said, that you better extend this thing. The judge in Texas said, I hope you're going to extend this. But this is my policy that they're letting terminate because they lost in court. They wanted to go earlier. You're going to have millions of people pouring into our country right now at a level that nobody's ever seen before. These people are sick. Anybody that wants this to happen to our country, they're destroying our country, and this should not be allowed to happen. How they're not going to do a version of Title 42 or my Title 42, which was tough.
Something better happen. Asked about Ukraine. And this woman's like, so you want Russia to win? Here's what he said about Ukraine and Russia.
If I'm president, I will have that war settled in 1 day, 24 hours.
How would you settle that war in 1 day?
I'll meet with Putin. I'll meet with Zelensky. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. It'll be absolutely over.
Do you want Ukraine to win this war?
I don't think in terms of winning and losing. I think in terms of getting it settled so we stop killing all these people and breaking down this country.
Wow. Yeah, it kind of sounds like she's pulling for Ukraine, right? Is that what you guys got?
That's what I got.
Yeah, I think she's pulling for Ukraine. All right, that's all the sound bites for Trump. We'll come back. Biden, by the way, after hearing all those statements, said, is that who you want in the White House? By the way, Biden, the answer to that is absolutely yes. 646. Text line open. Quick check of the weather. High today getting up to 84. Sunny skies. Should be okay today. Clear tonight down to 55. Rain tomorrow. And then the rain starts. 50% chance of rain tomorrow night. 90% chance of rain on Saturday. And pretty much the same amount of rain coming up on Sunday. Check of the weather being brought to you by All American Cleaners, family owned and operated. They treat you like family. Wash, fold, and dry and fold your clothes. 17 pounds, $16.99. Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, Hobbs, Eunice, Jow. And you can find them all over the place. Talk to them about starching your clothes, dry cleaning your clothes, and more. Text line 877-396-W105, 647.
Well, Jeff from the Patch, and I'm going to say it like it is. Trump is a stone cold badass, he says. And I hope those illegal immigrants don't get to vote because we would be in big trouble, says the texter.
Oh, don't worry. That's not the plan.
All right, mark this down. May 11th, 2023, Tom actually said the word ass on the radio.
I did.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, Jeff actually said it, so I couldn't change it. I couldn't change his opinion. So, yeah.
Well, that's a first. Wow.
So,
thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, text says, you may have already talked about it this morning. Saw something I've never seen before. There were 13 Texas state troopers driving between Hobbs and Carlsbad, heading towards Carlsbad. I presume they were heading to El Paso?
they're moving people to the border.
Thank you, Governor Abbott. I'm sure New Mexico state troopers are at home with their family. Thanks for nothing, MLG.
That was a story I saw on one of the TV stations. What are we going to do to prepare? You know what we're going to do? We're going to launch services for the people that come across the border to make sure that they're not they get everything. And that's what the story said. We're going to make sure that they get everything. In the meantime, what about the homeless population we already, I followed this website in Roswell. It's called Roswell Freedom
yes.
And so there's always good stuff. Jeannie Kornbest is actually always I don't agree with everything Jeannie says, but, she had posted early about illegals coming and, Jennings is going to help the governor and there are people, well, we need to make sure that we have everything for them. And I'm just like, what about the homeless that already live there?
Right.
What have you done for them? What about our homeless veterans that fought for this country? What have you done for them? I'm just asking. Probably nothing. What else you got, Tom? Because we're going to take a break.
Okay, here we go. Thank the Lord it's going to be cooler today. A friendly reminder from the Patch, stay hydrated, guys. Drink plenty of water. Already heard of some guys going down on heat exhaustion, says the text.
I try to stay in the air condition. It's really nice. It really is, as of late. Since I've had my accident, my breathing, my lungs aren't good. So when I go outside in the humidity, it's not. So I look forward to getting back not to 105-degree New Mexico, but to like the 89 New Mexico would do me good. So if you can plan ahead, that would be great. So that's all the text I have.
No, I still got another one. Another one says, should we just shoot them? Ask the text.
Look, I'm not advocating anything, but I am advocating that we need to protect our country. I will say that.
And oh my God, this is Buddy, by the way. Tom actually said ASS. Fire that fat ASS, says Buddy this morning. Well, he said it right. I couldn't,
How many times have people said it the same way and you said ASS?
But it was more sarcastic than anything else.
All right, we're going to talk about California reparations. We'll get to that. And Titus. I was watching Fox, and Titus actually talked about reparation, had a pretty good take on it. Joe Biden talks about Trump after the town hall, and an area man accused of holding a woman who lived with him hostage in Roswell. And Trump claims that his rape accuser was a whack job as the verdict comes down. We'll get to those stories and more within minutes. 6:51. Let's take a break, get updated with news. Being brought to you by WWRV. 3 RV parks in one. Very quiet place to lay your head. 3 RV parks, 162 RV sites, 30 and 50 amps available. All utilities included, including wireless internet right at your hookup. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up, and this is designed for the working class folks. Find out more information, WWRV3.com, or just call them 988-0392, WWRV3.com. Let's qualify some folks, check in with news. We're coming back, National Anthem Pledge, and a whole bunch more on the way. We're W105.
Benny's Western Store in Artesia and Carlsbad presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Local news brought to you by M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump Services in Lovington, owned, operated, and serving the community for over 30 years. Call 575-390-4446.
Make M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump of Lovington your domestic well specialist. Owner-operated with 30-plus years of experience, specializing in complete water systems for new home construction, domestic well drilling, as well as replacement wells and servicing all makes and models of water systems, including variable speed drive and constant water pressure systems. Call M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump today at 575-390-4446. That's M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump. Hometown quality you can depend on.
MTD Radio News, I'm Jim Miller. Artesia police made an arrest after a lengthy investigation initiated January 27th this year at the Artesia General Hospital Emergency Room. Criminal Investigation Division of the Police Department quickly responded to the hospital, launching a death investigation regarding the unattended death of a newborn baby. The deceased baby was transported to the Office of the Medical Investigator of New Mexico, who performed an autopsy of the victim. OMI determined the manner of death to be a homicide March 28th. Artesia police detectives presenting case information to the 5th Judicial District Attorney's Office. Formal charges were filed on the suspect and the mother of the victim, identified as 19-year-old Alexi J. Treviso. Alexis Murray's child abuse trial stemming from her son's fatal fentanyl overdose delayed at least another 4 months after a defense motion cited cell phone evidence that was not yet provided by the prosecution. Murray was charged with child abuse resulting in the death of her 12-year-old son, Brent Sullivan, who overdosed on fentanyl back in 2021. She also faced a second count of child abuse stemming from Murray's 18-month-old daughter being present in the home where the drug was allegedly used and trafficked. Sullivan's death set Carlsbad on edge when his body was found in his shed September 28, 2021 at his grandmother's residence on Western Way. 2 Eddy County intersections listed as extremely dangerous included in a transportation plan being prepared by the county. The Eddy County Master Transportation Plan will evaluate transportation needs and strengthen programs to assist the decision-making process in the coming decades. MTP will offer guidance by identifying trends and issues impacting Eddy County and establish goals and objectives, creating a transportation system, meeting needs of residents, and supporting economic development. And that's what's happening. I'm Jim Miller, MTD Radio News.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so mad? I won't have a tickle fight with a wounded badger. Yeah, today I want to talk to y'all about a pretty touchy subject, infidelity. This story said half your couples out there got one or the other being infidelic. In other words, cheating. Well, I heard that and I got to thinking. If one half all the couples out there cheating, and I'm one half of a couple and I ain't cheating, well, my old lady and me, we're going to have a talk. Then I heard the rest of it talking financial infidelity. Now, that really freaked me out. On account, I just found out she is cheating, and then I found out she's doing it for money. Okay, so sometime you got to listen to the whole story. What they're talking about. Over half of people in relationships are money cheating on their partners. They're buying stuff and not telling the other one. They got a credit card their old lady or old man don't know about. They lie about how much money stuff costs. And here's where you get in your money problems with couples, okay? Us men, we don't know what stuff costs. And you women, you don't care what stuff costs. I'll give you a good example what I'm talking about here. Me and my old lady went down to the appliance store the other day. Had to buy a new refrigerator. My old lady picks out this sucker, 2 top doors, a bottom door, and it made actual crushed ice right in the door. And so she goes, "Looky, Earl, this is perfect." I go, "It costs too much." She go, "You don't even know how much it costs." I go, "It's going to cost a lot more than the one we got now." She goes, "That's because you bought it at the police department crime scene evidence auction." I said, "It was cheap." And she goes, "Earl, have you ever noticed it smells like there might have been a body in there?" Wake up, America! I go, "Duh, I said it was cheap." And don't go squeamish on me now. I'll never tell you where I got them mattresses. I'm Earl Pitts, American. Pitts.
Jump on your motorcycles and head to the mountain for Ride Ruidoso Spring Thunder at Wingfield Park on Saturday, May 20th. There's a car show, a bike show, a cornhole tournament, vendors, food trucks, and lots of great music, including headliner Molly Hatchet. Don't miss out. Visit rideroadoso.com today for tickets and information.
The global demand for oil and natural gas is growing, and leaders are looking to American producers to satisfy that demand with the abundant resources available in our country. If you're about keeping energy affordable for your neighbor and reliable for everyone, then it's time you consider a career in oil and natural gas. Coterra Energy is expanding their Permian team and is offering an unmatched employee benefits package. If you're interested in applying, text Coterra to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer. Calling all clay shooters. The best sporting clay shooters in southern New Mexico and West Texas will gather at the Inn of the Mountain Gods Casino and Resort in beautiful Mescalero, New Mexico on June 30th and July 1st for the 7th annual Aim High Shooting Competition. Benefit ENMU Ruidoso. This year's 4-person team competition features 100 targets with side events for additional fees, plus a dinner and dance on Saturday evening, which will include an awards ceremony, raffles, and gun boards. All shooters will be entered to win a Beretta 686 Silver Pigeon over-under 12-gauge shotgun, plus your team could win prizes for scoring first or second place. Early registration is online now at scorechaser.com, and discount rooms and cabins are available. Call now to reserve your flat of ammunition and load up your side-by-side. Aim high. For more information, call Rhonda at 575-937-1475. That's 575-937-1475. This is sponsored by the Ruidoso and Lincoln County Lodgers Tax Committees.
Rio Grace Landscaping of Lovington is open for business at their new location, just north of Lovington on the Tatum Highway at 4 Crockett Road. You can find fruit, shade, and flowering trees as well as hydrangea, roses, lavender, and so much more. Find your fire pits and hot tubs all proudly made in the USA. Open 9 8 to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday and on Sunday by appointment. Call the landscape experts today at 575-396-7464. Rio Grace Landscaping, your ultimate service garden center and landscape professionals.
Why did you do that? Because they're stupid, that's why.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
I love the morning show.
I'm glad somebody does. I really am. And I'm also glad the pandemic is over. It's, if you haven't heard, it's over.
Quick announcement. Now that the COVID-19 pandemic is officially over, we can now get back to our normal lives. We can shake hands again, enter crowded places with no masks on. Now no more washing our hands after we sneeze. You can tickle strangers again and follow ex-lovers into movie theaters and breathe on the back of their neck in the darkness. Kissing European style extra hard is now back. And of course, sexy boudoir photos as your Facebook profile picture are officially back.
Oh, good.
My friends, COVID is over.
By the way, they made the announcement yesterday. COVID is officially over. Tom, make sure and run out and get that new booster if you would.
Sure. Already got it.
I wouldn't doubt it. I will not doubt it. New survey finds that most students don't have a strong connection with their teachers. National Teachers Week going on this week. I just got to say, based on some of the videos I've seen, that, yeah, they do have a pretty good connection. Some teachers do with students, but, yeah. These teachers are too busy attacking their teachers. I mean, if you want to look at one group of folks in the workplace that have high emergency bills, it's teachers, which is kind of sad. Did you see the video of the teacher taking the phone away from a student and she pepper sprayed him?
No.
Type it out. Type it and go look for it. It is like, it's sad. And then after she pepper sprayed him, she took her phone back.
God.
House Foreign Affairs Committee called a Russia to release journalist Evans Gorgachevic. And he's an American. They want him released. Russia, I'm sure, will get back on us, to us. I mean, it took a while to get Brittany Griner. And a bipartisan Senate committee yesterday passed new legislation that would reform rules governing railroads successfully. So this is a bipartisan group that have gotten together following East Palestine and other derailments that have happened. Tucker Carlson is going to launch a brand new show on Twitter. I would suspect that it will probably be launched somewhere else after his non-compete goes away. And Tom Cruise and Shakira item. Really? Now, Tom, you know who Tom Cruise is. Mm-hmm. And Shakira, of course, had a song a while back called
Chicky Bum, Chicky Bum, Chicky Bum.
I think it was something about the lips don't lie, or
hips don't lie.
Oh, the hip. Oh, I got it wrong. Sorry.
It's in the neighborhood.
Tom Cruise and Shakira. I find her really attractive. Yeah. Evidently, she digs short guys. And Suzanne Summers says that she's asked to be on The View with Barbara Walters back in the day, but she was asked, but she actually turned it down. Good Suzanne, let me just say this much. It's probably good that you did. I mean, in light of everything else. By the way, Whoopi Goldberg came out. She was very upset that they outed her for being a phantom farter. Yeah, she was very upset. And then
so Whoopi is basically the Tom A of the studio.
No,
she's been the one crop dusting the area.
I mean, it gives a whole new meaning to gaslighting. Yeah, then she
her
came
name
out.
Is Whoopi, like the cushion.
You're right about that. She came out, and yesterday on the show, we're talking about underwear. Yeah, they were discussing some medical finding about underwear, and she said, well, I wouldn't have that problem because I don't wear any underwear. And I'm going to be honest. I heard it, so I had to tell you because I don't want to be the only one. And I'll do that to the day I die, right, Will?
Yes, he will. He will share the misery.
Yeah, I don't want to be the only one. So, yeah, I'm sharing it with you. AOC loses her stuff as President Trump dominates CNN's town hall. She called it the miscarriage of justice. She called it all kind of other stuff. And why would they allow him to be on CNN? Let me figure this out. He is a declared candidate.
Yes.
You can't turn him down if he wants to be on a town hall. You can't turn him down.
He leads the news cycle 90% of the time anyway. If you look at all the news stuff this morning, it's all talking about him snapping at the host. And I'm just like, they're leaving the massive applause every time he said something.
Dude, I was totally surprised that this is a CNN audience and people are going crazy about Donald Trump.
Right?
Serious. And then they're also upset that he called E. Jean Carroll a whack job and saying this was totally rigged. Something he also mentioned on the show, that she used to have a cat. And reading her book, he discovered, after the allegations came down, he's like, let me find out more about this. She had a cat named Vagina.
Oh,
I'm talking about a cat, a real cat. And who names their cat Vagina?
Okay, look, just a little out there. She is a little out there from the interview.
She is nuttier than hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, Biden, after the town hall, said, "Is this what you want 4 more years of?" Yeah. I also like cheap prices back. I also like to have a tough stance in world politics.
Would love some border security. There's just the list goes on and on.
By the way, I had supper tonight with an Australian. He's actually a South African that migrated to Australia after apartheid happened, and white people were getting the crap beat out of him, and said, I really don't want to stick around here, so went to Australia and has worked all over the world, and he said, man, America looks weak right now. Oh, you don't have to tell me that. I get it. Of course we look weak. All right, text line 877-396-W105. We're going to take out the trash coming up. Things that happen on this date in history and more. Look at news still to come. 7 after 7.
All right, was there anything school lockdowns yesterday in Hobbs? There wasn't. There was just that hoax, that Snapchat.
You are mistaken.
There was?
You are mistaken, sir. You are mistaken. So let me clear up what happened. Number one, there were no lockdowns.
Right.
There were hoaxes.
Right.
And the hoaxes were determined to be from an 18-year-old in Broward County, Florida. And so all of this stuff got put to rest. Then I don't. You guys wouldn't know this because this happened in Alamogordo.
Okay.
There was another threat in Alamogordo for today.
Oh my!
But they already determined that was a 14-year-old kid. That kid's already been charged. So all of this stuff is getting addressed thanks to our law enforcement, because they're finding this stuff out as quick as they can, tracking it down, and getting it taken care of. Yeah. So all of the Southeast New Mexico hubbub was an 18-year-old woman in Broward County, Florida, that was causing all this hubbub. And
what did she do? She pulled out a map. I don't know where you'd find a map nowadays, and she went, okay, what am I going to do? Right there. Southeast New Mexico, southern New Mexico.
I don't know if she's got a connection here or not, or if, maybe she's a distant relative to somebody that's here or trying to get a friend out of
we'll
school.
probably find out more information today.
I'm sure.
But she has also been arrested. And that's what needs to happen. These people need to be charged criminally for invoking terror on people. That's what needs to happen. All right, Tom, what else? Because we got to do taking out trash.
All right, so this text is asking, did you guys hear about a girl in Plainview, a video taped on a school iPad being made to have a sex act and taped for 15 minutes? Ask the text.
Tom, you don't have a daughter in Plainview, do you?
I mean,
not that I know of.
Jiminy Christmas, that's where he goes.
So another text says, where was Tom wrong, Will? He's asking.
Tom was wrong, number one, about the lockdown. He was wrong, number two, because he said there was nothing else. And there were updates. So he said there was nothing else, that it was just a hoax. Well, he's right about the hoax. He was wrong that there was nothing else. There was a whole other update on the story, which is what I was telling him.
But was it in Hobbs, though?
There was nothing in Hobbs.
Yeah, that's what
There was nothing in Roswell.
Right.
Of course, now I can't say nothing. There was someone broke into the Big Five and stole some ammo. This was obviously a teen of some kind from the video.
And there was a school break-in in Hobbs also.
Yeah, so there were things that were happening, but it was not related to this. They were separate incidents. And so, but everybody put all that together and started to panic and was like, oh, I'm keeping my kids out of school. What's there again? I understand. That's your choice. Better safe than sorry if that's what you want to do. But I'm not going to let these yahoos control what I do or don't do. And when we start letting them control what we're doing, then, but there again, I trust our local law enforcement to get a handle and take care of things because that's what they do. And our folks here aren't like some of these liberal areas who don't know about, going in and taking care of our kids, because that's exactly what they've been doing.
Wow. Looks like we've got swimmers coming across the Rio Grande right now. A caravan of inflatable mattresses coming across right now in preparation. Title 42 going away tonight. I just wonder how they're getting across their layer after layer of razor wire. I mean, you might get through the first batch of it. You might bleed out too. Of course, your family will probably sue the government and probably get paid millions of dollars, I'm sure. A 7-Eleven morning show this morning being brought to you by United Pump and Supply. They are open right now in Carlsbad. Grand opening last Friday. And they've got 60-plus years of experience and taking care of inline chemical pumps, valves, chokes, gauges, all in gas industry. They will serve you with big-name brands like Mercer, Superior Products, Chicago Valve, and others. And if you're looking for a job and you have experience as a relief valve technician, they have openings for relief valve technicians. Apply today at up-s.com, up-s.com. They're open in Carlsbad. Find out more information, up-s.com. I forgot to say it, but they are an equal opportunity employer. 712, taking out trash this morning, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com, 575-390-4549. And they do residential trash pickup. If you need more information, trash-eaters.com. They also remind you Lovington Shelter is seeking volunteers, and they also need monetary donations so they can spay and neuter the animals and ship them off to a no-kill facility. Their direct line, 575-552-3669. Chaves County Detention Center officer and an inmate both facing charges in that Monday stabbing. Stephen Perez, 31 years old, inmate at the facility, is alleged to have entered the inmate cell and stabbed him multiple times with the help of a guard who actually left the door open for him. Bernice Villanova, 36 years old, is the guard's name. He has also been charged. By the way, Perez has a criminal history that he is he's a child predator. Yeah, he's been charged with criminal sexual penetration of a girl as young as 13 years of age. So we got a prison guard helping one of the convicts stab another inmate. By the way, the inmate is going to be okay. The guard in this case has been shipped off to Roosevelt County, so he's not in Chaves County. I'm taking out the trash. When the good guys start helping the bad guys, we got a real problem on our hand. 714, California Reparations Committee demands the state apologize for a term that Reagan used. Tom, when was Reagan governor of California.
He was governor in the 60s.
And you're smoking crack.
He was a governor in the 60s?
I don't think that he was governor in the 60s. I could be wrong.
He was
but
governor.
All right.
Oh, he's governor. He was governor of California. Put it that way.
Yeah. I asked what year.
I don't know. I was 6 or 7 then. I don't know.
Okay.
I remember him being on the Johnny Carson show.
Okay. He was the governor from 67 to 75. So you're partly right.
Thank you.
Partly right. But he used the term welfare queen, and the reparations committee wants an apology. I don't know how to tell you this. Ronald Reagan is dead. You're not going to get an apology. I mean, you can ask maybe his son, little Ronnie Reagan. He'll probably apologize. But you're not. They called it a racist term. Are only blacks on welfare? Are only black can be queens? This whole idea about reparations, Titus from the Five had a great analogy about reparations. You know, when they gave Tom, how would they get 40 acres and a mule? Why are you laughing? That was a direct question. Oh. Well, whether they give 40 acres and a mule to every
I believe
slave.
that's what it was, yes, initially.
40 acres and a mule. Now, why would they give 40 acres and a mule?
Reparations?
Well, reparations, but back in the day, it was about opportunity.
Right.
Because farming was huge. It was a way of life. It was giving the slaves an opportunity to make it on their own. And every black person in this country has the opportunity still. I don't know what they did. Their family members, if they had family members, because some of the people that want the reparations didn't even have family members that were slaves. But you still have the opportunity. That hasn't gone away. One more story before we break for the national anthem and the pledge. Our number 877-396-W105, Tom.
All right, Francisco's saying this morning, I heard that guard was a girl. They need to keep no women away from the men. She may have a thing for this dude. I mean, it is Roswell.
Could be a girl. I have never seen that name, to be honest. So it could be, it very easily could be a girl.
Goes on to say, so I wouldn't put anything past that. Laugh out loud, says Francisco B.
Could be a chick, no doubt. Sorry if I I could have screwed it up.
Buddy had a correction. He said wrong. They did not break into the Big Five. The store was actually open. The employees just did nothing.
Well, that's what they're trained to do, is to do nothing. Not absolutely nothing.
And this crime was committed right in the middle of the day, 1:45 p.m. that afternoon is when this crime was committed. So they're not brazen at all, are they?
Oh, no. Little Benny. You know what I'm talking about, Tom? Little Benny?
Little Benny.
Little Benny. You know who I'm talking about? Little Benny. Ben Ray Lujan.
Oh, yeah.
Took to the floor yesterday. He wanted to make an endorsement. Here's what he had to say.
I have the honor of introducing my friend, the Undersecretary for Rural Development for the United States Department of Agriculture, Xochitl Torres Small. Her passion and determination have been an ongoing inspiration, and she quickly earned the respect of our colleagues on both sides of the aisle due to her drive to make real progress on issues facing rural America.
Yeah, when I think about rural America, that's who I think about. Just me. That's maybe I'm wrong, but that's who I think about. Thank you. And Homeland Security.
Why are we talking about Small? I missed it.
She's up for a position. She's going to be Undersecretary for Rural Development.
Of course.
Because when I think about living out in the country, that would be who.
And she checks a box. So there you go.
Yeah, no. She checks multiple boxes. Woman and Hispanic. She's got the box. And Mayorkas talked about, we have a plan Yeah, we got the plan. Time's running out, bro.
What we have been doing throughout those months and months is preparing for the end of Title 42. We have had a plan in place. We've been executing on that plan, and indeed, we are going to do so and continue to do so as the days unfold.
As the days unfold. Tonight at midnight, your day is done. It is unfolded. Sad but true. Check of the weather coming up in just a second. A man accused of holding a woman who lived with him captive in their apartment while allegedly raping her and subjecting her to abuse has pled not guilty to serious charges. When he appeared before the 5th Judicial District Court in Roswell, court records indicate that Danny Lucero, 50 of Roswell, entered a plea of not guilty on charges of criminal sexual penetration in the 3rd degree, also for false imprisonment and false imprisonment with the intent to sexually abuse and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Lucero, who was convicted of as a sex offender, sex abuse of a child in 2003 in Colorado. We'll see how this plays out. Court records say that the woman met Lucero in December and at some point moved in with him. She was at a local shelter at the time that they met. 7:21, National Anthem and the Pledge. We'll check the weather up next. Tom A. in charge of the text. Our number 877-396-W105.
And again, this texter is asking, where are the parents? Had I acted like this as a kid or even a young adult, my ASS would have been beat. My 17-year-old son knows I'll do the same to him if he steps out of line, says the texter. Like, what actually happening or has happened to parenting?
Well, we've got a deal, and it's just not in America, believe me, where parents put their head in the sand and don't do anything. I've got a similar situation. And anybody that knows me, I have the inability to keep my mouth shut about stuff.
Yeah.
And it's my way or the highway. You like it, you don't like it, I really don't care. I have raised my kids, and it's all about respect. If I say this is the way it's going to be, and this is the way I want it to be, and you don't respect me, then I cut you off. I cut you. Look, I have cut people out of my life before that didn't do what I thought was the right thing. And I cut them off. And thank God we've been able to mend things and have a better relationship than ever before. But if I tell you to leave my stuff alone and you think that you're going to go above me and mess with my stuff, because I've got one theory in life. My stuff is my stuff. It ain't going to end well. It is not going to end well. So it's just not in America where we have kids that think they're going to run the show. And it ain't going to end well. Thank God I got a good wife that says she backs me 100%. But at the end of the day, kids think they run the show. Sometimes you got to put your foot down and say, oh, you run the show? Then you get nothing. How about that? Go starve for a little while, then we'll see how you come back. I guarantee you'll come back with your tail between your legs. 7:23, what else, Tom?
B, we got a phone call this morning. Good morning, you are on B in the Breakfast Club. No, you're not anymore.
Wow.
Well, it's because the way you do it. Good morning, you are on B and the Breakfast
Whoa, what's
Club.
wrong with that?
Good morning, you're on B and the Breakfast Club. I mean, you make it sound so official, it's like calling the damn IRS.
I give it drama. What are you talking about?
No joke. Maybe
no, but he's not a diva. But he's totally not a diva.
B and the Breakfast Club.
I'm
surprised he doesn't add, I'm Tommy.
Hey, good idea. So this one text says,
do you want my autograph?
So this one text says, if the guard helped the other inmate stab a child molester, then I say it's a good guy helping a bad guy for a good reason.
No. You have it wrong. The guy that did the stabbing is a child molester. They did not release information on the guy he stabbed, but the stabber is the child molester. So the guard helped the child molester, not the other way around. What else, Tom?
All right. So Jules says, I know what's wrong with parenting now. He says, parents are the best friends nowadays instead of stepping up and being friends.
To this day.
Well, could you read that
again
better?
All right.
Well, just read it.
Here we go.
You just stopped in the middle of it.
Right.
And you just butchered it.
This is Jules again. I know what's wrong with parenting now. Parents are their kids' best friends nowadays instead of stepping up and being parents, says the texter.
You know, to this day, my boys are 27 years old? They do something stupid, and they tell me about it. You don't think I'm going to let them know that that's stupid? It's still part of my job as a dad when they screw up to say you screwed up and point it out. I don't want to be their friends. I'm their dad. Now, will I help them out, and give them guidance? Yes, that's what I'm here for. And that never ends. That ticket doesn't get punched until I die. And hopefully by then they understand, don't go out and get a $2,000 deductible on your car insurance.
You don't.
Yeah. If only Tom A would listen like your kids do, B.
Oh, my Lord. All right, check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Fifth Wheels, travel trailers, toy haulers, ultralights. They've got them all. And don't forget, you can check all of them out on the website. Every unit, new and pre-owned, MainTrailerSalesInc.com. Call and talk to my buddy David this morning, 575-622-1751. And they have great customer service. They've been in business for 65 plus years. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Sunny skies all day today. High temperature 84. Enjoy it while you can. Cloudy skies tonight 55. Look, we need the rain tomorrow. It's going to be 91, but chance of rain tomorrow afternoon. And then tomorrow night, a real good chance of rain. And on Saturday and Sunday, a 90% chance of rain. Check of the weather being brought to you by H&H Fuel Service, New Mexico and Delaware Permian Basins. They are your poly pipeline construction professionals. Fast fusion pipeline machines in-house. You don't have to wait for them. They've got them in-house along with the squeeze tools up to 16 inches. Our buddy Colin is there to serve you. Give him a call this morning, 432-269-6027. You can go to the website, h&hfs.com, looking for the fast fusion pipeline machines, squeeze tools up to 16 inches, h&hfs.com. Text line, national anthem up next. It's already 7:28.
Mattress Mac needs to sell those air mattresses to the illegals down at the border, says this one texter. They can get the White House press secretary and the Homeland Security Secretary Alex Mayorkas to blow them up with their hot air. Did I say that right?
Mayorkas.
Alex Mayorkas.
Go ahead and spell it.
Mayorkas.
So mayor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how else does it end? What's the ending?
Oh, they said they need to fill it up with their hot air, says the text.
He's talking about the name.
What's the spelling of the name?
Mayorkas.
If the news guy, then he would know that it was Mayorkas and he would actually fix it.
Like mayor.
Like
mayor.
Mayorkas.
If you ever watch the news, you'd figure it out.
That's what I'm saying.
But this guy has lived on the news for at least 27 months.
OB 915 is having a cow now. Uh-oh. Did you say shoot him? Bet you won't go down to El Paso and run your big mouth like that. You're just a coward that hides behind a microphone. All four of you, especially that fat Mexican bashing his own people.
Oh, pobrecito mijo. I hurt your feelings this morning. Oh, my goodness, I hurt your feelings. Wow, hurt your feelings. By the way, when the Mexicans come across American soil, like they have video of them doing yesterday, come across American soil, that's called an invasion. We have the right to terminate people at that point.
Will, did you see what 915 had text before? This is his earlier text today.
Oh, my God.
The one about all migrants should...
Yeah,
we should be paying for doing everything we can for all of our migrants.
This is going to set
praying for them so they make it to their destination.
Yeah, and then the next line, they need reparations like California.
Yeah, I'm sure you do need them. I'm sure you need them too.
Well, look, I'm just curious. 915. We've asked like multiple times, and you've never answered. But how many of these folks have you taken in?
Look, I have no problem with immigrants coming to America. We're built on immigrants coming to America. But unvetted and bum rushing the border is not the correct way. Not one country in the world would put up with this. Not one. Not Mexico, no country. So it's time for us to stand up. Time for us to stand up. And it's time for our military to be lined up at the border and said, enough. It's not going to happen. 1 million people coming across the border. Who's paying for this? Who is paying for it? Do they have the money? No, they don't. Did the country they're coming from have the money? No, they don't. If they had the money, their country would take care of their crappy country and make it a better place where they can make a living in that crappy country.
Oh, don't get me wrong. These countries have money. It's just going into the back pockets of the politicians.
It's kind of like the Biden administration, going right in the back pocket.
Oh, yeah.
So. All right, we got to get to national anthem and the pledge. Any other liberals that we can slay early in the show? Let's get it done first.
Francisco's doing a good job. He says, okay, 915 liberal, you're just a retard. You talk about them trying to hide behind their mic, but your little punk butt won't let us know who you are or where you live.
Call in.
So
call in, bud.
You
call
hypocrite POS.
You're
give us a
probably
call.
A stutterer. You're probably a stutterer. That's probably why you're not calling in. I remember the last troll was a stutterer. You could be the same person.
Plus,
come on, bro, call in.
He doesn't want to fess up to feeling me up at that roadside park outside of Seminole 20 years ago. So I still want to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
And it was bad because you groped him and actually grabbed his gun instead.
Right. We've got witnesses. It'll back me up.
I think you need to pay Russ reparations, 915.
I think you should. Look, our country shouldn't pay any foreigner any money. We've got Americans that are hurting. Let's take care of them. People, you're a racist, B. I want one person that I ever said something that was racist to. I want one person that I treated ugly because of the color of their skin. I want one. I live in a country of brown people. I want one person to come out. But I'm gonna tell you, my wife worries about this. She's got a bunch of haters. And you know what? I always tell people, haters don't bother me because I ask one question. You pay my bills? Because when you pay my bills, you can tell me which way to think. But at this point, you don't. So you can go ahead and kiss it. I'm not asking you for a damn thing. 7:33. We got to get to the national anthem and the pledge. Being brought to you by Rebecca Long. Rebecca, of course, is your Farmers Insurance agent. Give her a call, 575-393-2661. Call her today, and she can come up with a plan for all your insurance. I'm talking about home, auto, boats, RVs, any type of recreational vehicles, commercial insurance, life insurance. Started her business at 19, 40 years later, still helping people. Still loving what she does. Give her a call. If you're in Chaves, Lee, Eddy County, call her. Let her put together a plan that's designed for you and your life. 575-393-2661. 734, God bless America. God bless you. Here is the national anthem and the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The tiny but mighty 7-year-old singer from Los Angeles, Malaya Emma Chandragwijaya.
Oh, sing, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets the bombs bursting in gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
God bless America. God bless you. 737. Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil. Jude Oil reminding you God is in control.
From Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, it says, the old has gone and the new is here.
Hi, this is Kim with Judah Oil, the Harris family, doing the Lord's Prayer for you today. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
737, we are BM, the Breakfast Club. Some of the stories that we are working on that we'll get to next hour. Looks like Army Sergeant sentenced and that BLM killing. We'll get to that. Also on the way, a lawsuit in New Mexico. We'll discuss this. We kind of headlined it about the oil and gas industry and a big gas polluter. We'll talk about that. Man accused of sexual assault found not guilty in Odessa. And the city opens a vacant middle school in El Paso. You know who that's going to house? Oh, military veterans that are homeless? No. And Game and Fish investigating an animal dumping ground. And the FBI did not share documents with the Republicans after they subpoenaed them for the documents following information about the Biden criminal family. And Biden says the Republicans are holding the economy hostage. Get to that. By the way, quick check on what's coming up, being brought to you by Iron River Inspection. Mike and Matt, second-generation pipeliners. They've got a team of 300 years of combined experience. They offer pipeline and facility inspection, safety training. And if you're looking for a company that is top-notch when it comes to consulting, Iron River Inspection. Online at ironriverinspection.com. 7:39, beautiful day today, sunny and 84. After that, though, tomorrow we've got rain. Looks like we got rain Saturday and the Sunday. We're coming back. We're going to give you a chance to qualify for cash. 7:39 news this morning being brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm, Luke Ragsdale. The guy settling the big cases out in the patch. One case for $10 million. One case for a medical malpractice case for $9 million. Any type of personal injury, the guy to call is Luke Ragsdale. If you've been involved in any type of accident, his number 575-208-5300. And if you need somebody to defend you in the court of law, Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. 20 minutes away from 8. We'll get you updated with all the news coming up next. First, though, let's qualify you for cash.
Benny's Western Store in Artesia and Carlsbad presents the W1 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money.
And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. With a surge of people trying to come over the border and more expected, House Republicans are advancing a border security bill.
The day pandemic-era migration restrictions expire, most Republicans are trying to put together the votes on an immigration and border security overhaul that would restart construction of a border wall, put new requirements on asylum seekers, and reinstate immigration policies in place during the Trump administration.
Fox's Jared Halpern. And former President Trump says if he's reelected, he's inclined to pardon many of the people convicted over the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. They're trying to stop Joe Biden's election certification.
They were there with love in their heart. That was an unbelievable and it was a beautiful day.
Trump at a CNN town hall event in New Hampshire says anyone who doesn't believe the 2020 election was rigged is very stupid. He also says stupid people are ruining the country. America's listening to Fox News.
Take the short drive to the Cool Pines of Ruidoso and shop Sierra Blanca Motors inventory reduction sale. The 2024s are on their way, and they've got to make room. Choose a 2022 Gladiator, Mojave, or Rubicon and pay an incredible $2,500 under invoice. Browse their inventory of Chevy, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Reserve your new or used truck, SUV, 4x4, or luxury vehicle today. Sierra Blanca Motors. They make it simple with no addendums or markups.
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. Cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. That's the basis of relationship-based personal service. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Now open to the public. Space Jump. Space Jump is a state-of-the-art indoor trampoline park in Hobbs, New Mexico, offering a zipline, ninja obstacle course, dodgeball, basketball, climbing wall, jousting, and a large open jump area, 3 party rooms, and a full cafe. Space Jump offers something for every age with glow-in-the-dark jump times on the weekends for teens and toddler jump times during the weekdays. Open now to the public. Space Jump. Experience high-octane fun and unforgettable memories at Space Jump. 3314 North Grimes and Hobbs. Visit SpaceJumpUSA.com for more info. Pops Power Washing Services, LLC has been in business for 9 years and continues to serve the Permian Basin and West Texas area. Specializing in power washing services for the oil field, Pops Power Washing would like to earn your business. Contact Eric and the crew today to get on a maintenance schedule to upkeep your battery facilities, containments, LACT units, all the way down to your wellheads to mitigate possible fines to your company. Fully insured and bonded. Call or text Pops Power Washing Service LLC at 575-704-0330. That's 704-0330.
Transform into bees, bats, and butterflies and get your game on in the vibrant world of amazing pollinators at Western Heritage Museum and Lee County Cowboy Hall of Fame. This bilingual, interactive exhibit features a maze, survival missions, games, and more. Amazing Pollinators is on display until May 14th at the Western Heritage Museum and Lee County Cowboy Hall of Fame on the campus of New Mexico Junior College.
By supplying water recycling services for our produced field water, reducing the need for fresh water in the oil field, Delaware Water Company helps to support our oil field business as well as our Jal Panthers and wishes all of our athletes a safe and winning season. Needing water services in the oil field? Support Delaware Water Company and help support our community. Go Panthers!
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome.
Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun, from coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti Ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas, or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics and rest assured, whatever they printed on, your logo will look awesome.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte combo orders.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The GEO Group at Lee County Correctional Facility has recently increased their base pay and is now offering a $1,000 sign-on bonus paid after 90 days of employment and another $1,000 bonus paid upon officer certification. The GEO Group is looking for mental health providers, academic instructors, substance abuse counselors, and officers. You can apply online at jobs.geogroup.com or call 575-392-4055. GEO Group is an equal opportunity employer.
It's alive! Bean and the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
You're the coolest person that's ever talked to me.
I'd like to apologize to anyone I've not offended yet. Please be patient. I'll get to you shortly.
I promise. It's coming.
I've not offended yet.
Yeah.
Please be patient.
Yeah, be patient because it might take a second, but I will get to you. No doubt. I promise I will get to you. 877-396-W105. We are B and the Breakfast Club station that plays nothing but your country, except when B and the Breakfast Club is on the air. 747 morning show being brought to you by Camp of the Tall Pines. Beautiful, scenic Mayhill, Mexico. Check them out today at camptallpines.com. And don't forget, they are on Facebook. This time of the year is perfect place to get up there. In fact, all 12 months out of the year, perfect place to get up to Camp of the Tall Pines. Thanks for everybody that do. Not a problem. Cabins. They've got the glamping tents, RV hookups, and more. I'll be up there as soon as I get back stateside. I will go there and check it out. There's lots of things to do, like fishing. Don't need a fishing license either. Boy, they'll really tick off those folks at Game and Fish. They don't like that private pond. And, of course, high ropes, low ropes, mountain bikes, and so much more. 575-687-4101, camptallpines.com. Tom's in charge of the text. 877-396-W105.
And Dexter says, I think you said someone's stuttered. Hey, I stuttered, laugh out loud, says the texter. Nudist.
Well, how many times do you read a post from the Liberal?
A bunch we do.
No. It's not. Don't include anybody else. It's all you, bro. So if you don't stutter, go ahead and call in right now. Go ahead. I will wait for you. We'll put you ahead of the queue. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it done. It's a Thursday. In fact,
go ahead.
The hell with the debate, and Tom, let's debate you. Let's go.
What do you want to debate me for?
Let's go. Let's go, Tom.
915 talks about being man enough. That's the guy that is yet to call into the radio station. He just hides behind his text messages while Frank, his cousin Cruz, takes care of the old lady for him like a real man. Says the
So wait, let me get this. 915 liberal says that he can't call into the radio station. Yeah, I'm confused the way you read that, bro.
Read it like it was written.
No, you didn't, because you implied that 915 said that. Another texter was talking about 915.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
And
the way you started that, Tom, you made it sound like 915 texted that.
And Joel says, this is the message for the liberal. He says, I'm so glad you listened to the show. Even an atheist has to believe there's a God to believe there's not, says Jules this morning.
Amen. Can I get an amen back in the corner?
Amen.
Oilfield liberal checked in, says, butt hurt much? LOL.
No, my butt is fine. Much smaller than it used to be, but it's fine. If you want, I can send you a post. I mean, that make you feel better, but whatever.
And Buddy says, 915 liberal is the stay in the basement mom, says the texter.
Wow, bro. Way to mess those texts up.
Dude.
Is a stay in the basement mom.
In his mom's
reading
basement?
comprehension was not comprehended.
Well, that's actually what it says.
That's what it says.
But you could have extrapolated what the meaning was.
Oh. I just read the
firefighter. Yeah. Firefighter in New Jersey. If you stop reading the text, that would mean that you don't do anything around the radio station nowadays. I want you to stop and think about that just for a second.
Thought about it.
Okay, good. Firefighter in New Jersey used a rope and a carpet pad to rescue a kitten that had been stranded in a sewer pipe. That's awful for the cat. I mean, you're already living in New Jersey, and you're in a sewer pipe too. The whole thing smelled. Yeah, I'm talking about all of New Jersey, but all of.
If we're talking about New Jersey, that sewer pipe might be the cleanest place there.
It could be. Morgan Wallen. I got it right, Will?
You did. Good job.
Canceled all his shows. He's got a problem. He's got a vocal cord injury, forcing him to cancel 6 weeks of shows. He said, I'm going to do exactly what the doctor has said for my betterment. Yeah, I could probably perform some of these shows. The doctor said take off 6 weeks. I'm taking off 6 weeks.
Look, the dude can afford it.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, they canceled this dude out. They canceled him out, and he was able to make a comeback. Unbelievable. New from CBS. I can't believe they're bringing this show back. How many times have they brought back Matlock?
Oh, my God.
Matlock is coming back. A reboot with Kathy Bates as Matlock.
Get out. She's the daughter of...
Are they really gender swapping Matlock for real?
They're gender swapping Matlock.
Now, if you know...
I can't wait to...
Is it going to be like a distant relative of the original Matlock or something?
I don't know, but I can't wait. I can't wait for I don't know. They switch out Catwoman, and it turns out to be
Cat lesbian.
Oh,
yeah.
Cat lesbian.
I can't wait.
Oh, she already is. So,
well, the original Matlock
did you see that LinkedIn actually purchased by Microsoft? And big layoffs. First thing Microsoft came and did, they just laid off a ton of people. Remember when Twitter laid off a bunch of people? Oh, nobody's crying because it's Microsoft. And a bunch of Hardee's restaurants are closing. The economy is so bad, they're closing 108 Hardee's restaurants. My wife said something the other day. I can't wait to eat at Denny's. Who the hell says that? Denny's?
Denny's.
She really wants the moons over Miami.
I was like, Denny's? Or what's the other one? The other
Grand Slam?
Yeah. I'm like, is that what you want? I want a big old steak. I'm talking about like that. She wants Denny's. What the hell? All right, let's talk about this lawsuit that's going against the oil and gas industry, but also suing the governor and the state of New Mexico. And it was filed in Santa Fe. And the premise of this lawsuit, they're saying that the oil and gas industry is a polluter, a climate polluter, and the state is not doing enough to keep New Mexico clean. Because the state knows the minute they cut off the spigot to oil and gas is the minute the state dries up. We'll see where this goes. I would suspect New Mexico is the number 2 oil and gas producer in the entire United States.
Well, and of all the oil producers in the world, what area is the most environmentally conscious? Oh, the United States.
Oh, yeah.
That we produce the most environmentally conscious oil of the entire planet, and yet you're going to demonize us every time you get a chance.
Yep, no doubt. All right, we got things that happen on this date in history. We'll get to the boob of the day in a second. And the verdict is out in a sexual assault case. Guy found not guilty. And Des American News reporting this morning that Daniel Chavez was arrested in 2018. Allegedly, the victim testified that her sister fell out of bed and the victim was on the floor. She testified that Chavez left and came back and allegedly sexually assaulted her until her mother came in the room. When Chavez took the stand, he testified that he put the girl to bed and then went to the bathroom to wash himself, and the girl's mother confronted him. There were no DNA evidence linked to Chavez, and that's why he got off. And found not guilty yesterday in Odessa. And El Paso was opening up a middle school to house the immigrants following the expiration of Title 42. So with that gone, El Paso's like, what are we going to do with the thousands upon thousands of people? So there are 2 schools in El Paso and a convention center and hotels that will house the migrants. And look, there's a big problem. They are running out of telephones and pads. They need telephones and pads. They expect 10,000 people to cross tomorrow in El Paso. 10,000. I think that number is low. If you've seen the video, I think the number is way low. I think it's going to be more than that. All right, our number 877-396-W105. Things that happen on this date in history coming up next.
IB, you were talking about El Paso. Well, here's the text. I was reading there's a motel in El Paso that's opening their doors for $190 a night for a room until April of next year. And if they don't leave it, it'll be $750 a night for the taxpayers to pay. That's some baloney right there, says the texter.
So our veterans that are living on the street, are we going to provide the same hotels for them? I'm just. No, what about the homeless people? What about the homeless mom that dad beat the hell out of her and kicked her out of the house, and she's got 4 kids and they're living on the street? Are we going to give the same thought to those people that were given to foreigners that haven't paid a damn penny into this American economy? Not 1 penny in taxes. Are we going to give them the same care? No. Sorry. No. You can call me a hater. You can call me what you want. Call me a separatist, because I believe that any American citizen should have more rights than any foreigners that wander across the border. Call me what you want. I don't care. I'm not going to lose a bit of sleep over it. You can count on that. Call me names. Go ahead. Go ahead, you bunch of liberals. Go ahead. I'll tell you one thing you won't do is open your doors to these people. All you do is run your mouth. You will not open your doors. and you will not call into the radio station. Those two things. All right, train at New Mexico. We'll get to things. What else we got, Tom?
All right, so the Burger King is closing 400 of their stores.
400 stores,
yes,
yeah.
That's a great economy, right? The texter goes
This
on to say.
This economy is so bad. MTV News can't make it. Burger King can't make it. This economy is awesome. Really is.
Texter says, Phil Liberal has to be one of those guys that cries all the time and never gets dirty in the field.
He
Laugh
must
out
be
loud.
an environmentalist. He must be an environmentalist that goes and inspects the patch and calls himself, I'm part of the oil field. Gotta be.
And where are all those immigrants going to go? Ask the tax. I mean, there's too many people coming. Yikes. How about we take care about the American people?
Oh, we can't do that. You racist son of a gun.
I'm not even going to read it. You get him, Will.
I'm lost. Sorry, guys. I had other phone calls going on.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oilfield Liberal. Hey, B, let the homeless veterans live with you. Oh, I forgot. You deserted the USA.
I ain't deserted nothing. I'll be back June 14th. June 15th in the studio if you want to come by and see me.
And why B is living in the Philippines, he's still paying his money on his taxes on the money he makes.
I just got finished
to his job in
paying
the United States.
$10,000 in taxes as a part-time employee.
That's crazy.
By the way, I don't get no earned income credit. I pay double Social Security, self-employed tax. I pay the works. In the meantime, people floating across the border pay nothing. So take that, stuff it in your pipe, and then shove it where the sun doesn't shine and see if you can puff.
Texter says when Trump wins, he needs to make them pick up their trash that they left behind.
And that's the other thing. Have you seen the trash at the southern border?
It's bad.
I'm talking about tons and tons of human waste, tons and tons of clothes and shoes and plastic bags and you name it, just left at the southern border. You talking about you people are environmentalists? And you look at this, it will be years before they can clean up that mess. Environmentalists.
Patriot Larry.
Eco-coward.
Patriot Larry says, Oilfield Liberal mom is an illegal, which would explain his views, says Patriot Larry this morning.
It could be right. Look, are there good people that come across illegally? I will never say they're not. I know many of them. But the point is we can't take everybody. And what's happening right now is a little different about what happened 20, 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. This is a run for the border. This is a breach of our America. This is unwanted people flowing across the bay and invading our country. Fighting age men coming across the border. How could that go wrong?
And
millions.
And how is this not going to turn into ballot stuffing in a long-winded way? They're going to move to, we've got 18 million people now. We have to normalize them. How can they not be citizens? And then, boom, that stage goes into let them vote.
They're already lining up on the southern border. They're already lining up on the southern border. The immigrants are surging across as I speak.
But you're absolutely right, Russ.
Spinners. I'm seeing people on getting on buses. And Russ, you're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah, the next thing they do is they make it so that they're going to be like, well, we have all these people that are living here now, but they have to represent. We have to be able to let them represent themselves. So they have to be able to vote. So we have to be able to have a way for them to vote. That's going to be what New Mexico and California do next. Watch.
I look at the faces of these Border Patrol agents, and I see broken men that took that job to do the job at hand, to enforce border security. And now we have turned them to glorified babysitters. catches people, doesn't deport them, puts them on buses, and ships them all over the United States. The Border Patrol must have terrible problems with morale. They have to. They have to. I look at these guys, and they look broken, which is sad. It's terrible. All right, we got to get to things that happen on this date in history, being brought to you by Train at New Mexico. Get your CDL in 1 week, 96% passing rate, 25 years of training and staff development. Find out more information today by giving them a call, 575-840-9555. Save $1 on your enrollment fee when you mention being the Breakfast Club. When I say get your CDL in 1 week, that means 1 week, 96% passing rate, and 1 week on the first try. How do they do it? More one-on-one training. Yeah, very small class sizes. They get you more time behind the wheel and more one-on-one training with the instructors. They're based in Roswell. Their number 575-840-9555. Call them today. Proud sponsor of things that happen on this date in history.
May the 11th may go down as one of the most boring dadgum days in history. 1858, Minnesota become the 32nd state in the Union, land of 1,000 lakes. There's actually 12,000 with more shoreline than California, Florida, and Hawaii combined. Wow. 74 years ago, the country of Siam became Thailand. Then it becomes Siam again. Then in 45, it became Thailand. And if you didn't know, the word Siam is an Asian word meaning Thailand. So,
okay.
I thought it meant Bangkok.
You're close. It's according to the prices at that time. 42 years ago, Bob Marley died of cancer in Miami, and Firestarter was released 39 years ago with the 9-year-old Drew Barrymore, who's apparently lost her mind. 26 years ago, Deep Blue actually defeated Gary Kasparov, the world's champion, making the first time a computer ever beat a world's champion. I mean, and it just gets more boring as I go along. Happy birthday today, too. Okay, the one good one. Eric Burden of the Animals. Happy birthday to him. Name me one animal song, Tom. Original version of one of the most famous songs.
I got it. If he doesn't have it, you want to debate over it, Tom?
No, I know what it is. Hey, with the monkeys.
No.
Yeah, the monkey song, that the Animals did. Yeah, or could it be House of the Rising Sun?
Yes. Which,
wow.
Eric Burden's birthday today, and he's getting a little older because now the House of the Rising Sun is an assisted living facility. So, there you go. That's what happened on this day.
I thought he was going to say smoking in the boys' room.
Oh, yeah, he was close.
Oh, speaking of birthdays, we had one. I was umpiring last night, and she said, "You missed my birthday." Well, she didn't text it. Well, okay, so Toby is her birthday, belated to her. Happy birthday to you.
Her name is Toby?
Uh-huh.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And there you go.
Toby. Looks like Game and Fish investigating an animal dumping ground. They discovered this 2 weeks ago, and it sits near the General Mills plant off Del Paso in Albuquerque. And evidently they've been dumping animals there, animal remains there. It's a dumping site. Ugh. By the way, they said both wild and domestic animals.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask, what kind of animals?
Yeah, that's just kind of scary. Do we have like a serial animal killer?
It's awful.
That's nuts. And the FBI doesn't share the documents the GOP subpoenaed alleged in that criminal scheme. So the FBI is not working with the GOP. CIA, not working with the GOP. Now, there's got to be some ramifications against this, because when the Oversight Committee requests documents from the FBI or the CIA, they're supposed to turn them over. But they have decided they're not going to turn them over. As of Wednesday, they hadn't turned them over. As of this morning, they hadn't turned them over. There's got to be a judge that says, hey, you're going to turn these damn documents over, and we're going to prove that you guys hid information about Biden and his family. By the way, Biden says the Republicans are holding the economy hostage. There's only one group of people that have killed this economy. When Donald Trump left the economy, it was in pretty good shape. I mean, we're coming off of COVID. It wasn't great, but it made this look like a dream come true.
Considering we were coming off of COVID, compared
Right.
to where we are now, it's pretty impressive.
Think about where we was before the overhyped regular flu that was renamed COVID that created the economy that they wanted. For the last 2
GDP was
years.
at 1.6 under Donald Trump. We're still over 6% today.
How much was a gallon of gas 2 months before
Oh, much
COVID?
cheaper. $1.88.
Look,
something like that.
Oilfield Liberal text is something I have to read because as much as it hurts me, it pains me.
Come on, big boy. Let's go.
He has a point. All this complaining is useless. Your listeners don't vote. Biden 2024.
Yeah. Now, can you tell me one thing that Biden has done that's super? Because I've asked you this before, and you evidently you can't wrap your head around it for whatever reason.
That's the thing too. It makes me wonder if maybe Oilfield Liberals just trying to rile us up to get people ticked off. Because, I mean, does anybody, even liberals, do they really think? Even Biden lovers, kind of like hiding in his head in the sand now.
I gotta be honest, Will. I don't think anybody could be that stupid.
No, I don't think they can either. But maybe
I could be wrong.
Well, there's apparently 33% of America think he's doing a good job.
I just don't think.
Look at the people that voted for MLG, knowing what she did to this state.
Yeah, you're right. People are stupid. You're right about that. Yeah. Florida man arrested after he allegedly hit his girlfriend's son with a mop. Wow. Florida Sheriff's Office arrested Sean Stone, 32 years old. Allegations of assault. Stone fled the scene on a four-wheeler, only in Florida, and whacked the kid multiple times with a mop stick. Kid's 5 years old. You know why he did it? Because the kid had an accident. That's a reason to hit him with a mop, right? You know what? Accidents can be cleaned up. Unfortunately, we can't clean you up. Sorry about that. All right, we got boob of the day. Anything else on the text line before we get to that?
Another of my thoughts on Oilfield Liberal, says the text. He must be a miserable, unhappy human being if he has nothing to do than to listen to a radio station that he just hates so much that he can complain all the time, laugh out loud. That must be
all of our liberals.
Yeah. Must be a sad existence, he says.
I still love them. I still love them, because that's what I'm taught, and I pray for them. I'm praying that they wake up.
Until Elon took over Twitter, I couldn't handle it. Yeah. I would go on. I followed a bunch of our conservative politicians on Twitter, and it would just be a sea of liberals just roasting them about everything. And I go there and it's just like, oh my God, it made me so angry all the time. I had to just stop going there. And now that, Elon's taken over, it's not as bad as it was then, but there's still a lot of liberals on there. But I can't imagine these folks intentionally trying to make themselves miserable every morning. But you're right, they've got to be pretty sad.
Well, they're just trying to set us straight. We're the ones that are mistaken.
If they had legitimate points and something that wasn't just regurgitating what the mainstream media is saying, I would be okay with it. I would say, look, I welcome discourse. I welcome comments. I welcome intelligent conversations about issues. And we've had some. I remember we had the nurse.
Wait. You said intelligent?
I know. But there's been some.
What the hell is Tom doing on this show?
There's been some. There was Lubbock liberal, and she was a nurse from over there in Lubbock.
Right.
And she would occasionally, when she texted, she would actually put some thought into what she was texting, and actually had a mind of her own. She was a self-avowed liberal, and disagreed with 90% of what we said. But that being said, at least she could actually form a coherent sentence and actually have a real argument. Some of these folks, there's just nada.
I'm with you. I am with you. All right, we're going to check news, give you a chance to qualify for cash and more. Boob of the day this morning being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine Aesthetics. They've got medical professionals on staff. Look up the meaning of functional medicine. They're using natural remedies to make you feel better. If you're going through life and your testosterone is low, meaning your libido is low, could also cause depression and all kind of other stuff. It's time to get back on board. Time to get your testosterone where it needs to be and then ramp things back up. Hey, your girlfriend or your wife might love you for it. Just saying. And if they're going through hormonal issues like menopause, maybe it's time for them to go in for hormonal optimization. Desert Functional, they use ozone to do a lot of different things. Number one, ozone injections in the disc space of your back and neck. They also can take care of knees and shoulders and much, much more. Desert Functional offers stem cell and a lot more. Go talk to them about their IV treatments and more. Kelly is the guy. Talk to him today, 3900 North Lovington Highway, Hobbs, America. Follow them on Facebook and online at thedesertfma.com.
Look, someone buy this man a set of headphones. Cops in Clearwater, Florida got a call at an apartment complex Sunday night after someone noticed a guy hanging out at the community pool watching porn with his pants down. Well, see, the only reason they noticed him was his cell phone was connected to a Bluetooth speaker, so the audio was blasting to all of his neighbors in the apartment complex.
Wow.
His name is Christopher Harris, and he's 51. And after they read him his rights, he admitted he was diddling himself out there. When they asked him why he decided to do it in the open at full volume, he said, well, he just tends to do stupid things when he's drunk. He's facing indecent exposure
charges. Fair enough.
Yeah. He's facing indecent exposure charges, and now he's officially our boob of the day.
Wow. Congratulations. I think you got it done. 8:17, news coming up next. Tom, what else you got?
Well, this one texter is asking, what is this that I hear about the mayor of Roswell busing the illegals to Roswell? It came up.
The mayor said it's not true.
He debunked it, and it's not true.
No. He didn't debunk. He said that it wasn't true.
That's right.
Do we believe politicians now?
I believe that if President Biden and Michelle Lujan Gresham calls Democrat Tim will be a soldier and lockstep to whatever they want to happen. Roswell has a horrific homeless problem already.
They've always.
Why would we add to that? Roswell has a terrible crime problem. Why would we add to that? But that decision is going to be left up to Timmy, and probably will not be left up to the city council. Probably Tim. I'm sure he'll get together with his brother Tom. They'll knock it around a little bit, and then they'll come up with what they want to do.
Look, if you're in a majorly conservative area, and you know that 90% of your constituents are going to be 100% against this, are you just going to come out and go, yeah, we bust some illegals here, no big deal?
Care.
He's not going to admit to that.
He doesn't care. He's already overcome the initiative, and the initiative was to dupe Republicans to vote for him. And shame on you, son of a guns. I don't care how much you hated Dennis Kentai. Shame on the Republican Party. Look, we should have put somebody else up.
B was never a fan of Dennis.
No,
but
I had my brothers. I thought Dennis was pompous, and it was his way or the highway. But shame on the Republican Party for not finding somebody. And everybody can say, well, municipalities are not Republican or Democrat. BS.
Right.
BS.
Tell that to MLG, because she was extremely happy when Tim Jennings got it.
Oh, she
loved
it.
Jenny's
she was so happy she was ready to grope people.
Tim Jennings is not going to commit suicide by allowing illegals to come into Roswell. He's just not going to do it. He's got bigger plans for the city, and that ain't one of them.
So please do tell about these plans. Go ahead. I'll wait for you. Go ahead.
He's got big plans.
Ass kisser.
Well, he got a new police chief nominated. They approved him. So we have a new police chief.
Okay.
He's setting up a really important cougar sanctuary in downtown Roswell.
So
wow. I'm surprised at that.
I'm anxious for what he's going to do for this.
No. A police chief. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
You want more?
What is going to be the economic development story?
Okay.
That sets up. I'm just going to be honest, and I'm not bashing Roswell.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Roswell, and I lived in Hobbs. And when you go to economic development in Hobbs, it's like night and day in Roswell. And that's not bashing Roswell. But how are you going to sell people to come to Roswell? So if he fixes it, I will applaud that.
So Tom's
Lee County has now surpassed Chavez County.
He's making it out like it's a big deal that he got a new police chief. What's one of the main jobs of the mayor? To hire the police chief? Oh, so he did his job. Well, good for Tim. Yay.
Boy, we have to applaud. I mean, it came from Tom, so we need to applaud people that do what they're supposed to do.
And he's a veteran.
That sounds like something you would say.
Veteran politician. He has connections in Santa Fe to bring great things to Roswell.
Oh,
dude,
great things like what? Please go ahead.
We talked about this the other day. You need to do a little less tongue when you're kissing his butt, please.
No, hold up.
Just give him
when I finish with you, I'm going to move over to Tom now. Because you can't separate them Jennings boys.
It would be sad if it wasn't true.
Oh, dude,
I will tell you this. His late wife introduced me to him. She was a great woman.
Oh, my God. Now we're going to go. I will never talk about somebody.
She was a great woman. One of the first people that I met when I came to Roswell, and she introduced me to him. And I'm not a Democrat. And a lot of his politics, I didn't agree. Yeah. All right? I don't agree. But he is now the leader of that city. Give him a break.
No, I won't. Anything else you got?
Look, I will judge him based on his record. His record as a representative or senator, whatever it was not great.
Sucked.
And what was the big thing? Oh, he was trying to give illegals driver's license in Roswell.
Oh.
He would never cut his own throat or do something stupid like that in Southeast New Mexico, would he, Tom?
Forget about it. By the way, stand-up guy. No, I'm not talking about Tim. I'm talking about Randy Pettigrew. District 61 state representative. Give Randy a call today. Go to his website, randallpettigrew.com. Find out more information about your state representative. And if you need help in Santa Fe, people aren't answering the phone still. A lot of workers haven't even gone back to work. You can't get in touch with people. You're trying to get things done, and things aren't getting done. Can't get a call back. Sometimes you need a little push from a state rep like Randy Pettigrew. Randy has been going to Santa Fe third session, if I'm not mistaken, battling for our way of life in Southeast New Mexico. That includes the oil field, protecting our Second Amendment rights, protecting the unborn, things that we stand for, not Santa Fe. And you know what? He hasn't won every battle, but I'm proud to say that they've turned a lot of bad situations into wins. And they're understaffed when it comes to how many Republicans we have in Santa Fe. Need more information? Simple. Go to randallpettigrew.com. We're KWMW, Malmore 105.1 FM, 724. Qualifying folks for cash news coming up next. We're W105.
Benny's Western Store in Artesia and Carlsbad presents the W105 Cash Blowout.
Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 Cash Blowout.
I want my money!
And I want it now.
Call in now to win.
Local news brought to you by M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump Services in Lovington, owned, operated, and serving the community for over 30 years. Call 575-390-4446.
Make M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump of Lovington your domestic well specialist. Owner-operated with 30-plus years of experience, specializing in complete water systems for new home construction, domestic well drilling, as well as replaced wells and servicing all makes and models of water systems, including variable speed drive and constant water pressure systems. Call M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump today at 575-390-4446. That's M&W Water Well Drilling and Pump. Hometown quality you can depend on.
MTD Radio News, I'm Jim Miller. Artesia Police made an arrest after a lengthy investigation initiated January 27th this year at the Artesia General Hospital Emergency Room. Criminal Investigation Division of the Police Department quickly responded to the hospital, launching a death investigation regarding the unattended death of a newborn baby. The deceased baby was transported to the Office of the Medical Investigator of New Mexico, who performed an autopsy of the victim. OMI determined the manner of death to be a homicide March 28th. Artesia Police detectives presenting case information to the 5th Judicial District Attorney's Office. Formal charges were filed on the suspect and the mother of the victim, identified as 19-year-old Alexi J. Treviso. Alexis Murray's child abuse trial, stemming from her son's fatal fentanyl overdose, delayed at least another 4 months after a defense motion cited cell phone evidence that was not yet provided by the prosecution. Murray was charged with child abuse resulting in the death of her 12-year-old son, Brent Sullivan, who overdosed on fentanyl back in 2021. She also faced a second count of child abuse stemming from Murray's 18-month-old daughter being present in the home where the drug was allegedly used and trafficked. Sullivan's death set Carlsbad on edge when his body was found at his shed September 28, 2021 at his grandmother's residence on Western Way. 2 Eddy County intersections listed as extremely dangerous included in a transportation plan being prepared by the county. The Eddy County Master Transportation Plan will evaluate transportation needs and strengthen programs to assist the decision-making process in the coming decades. MTP will offer guidance by identifying trends and issues impacting Eddy County and establish goals and objectives, creating a transportation system, meeting needs of residents, and supporting economic development. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
This is Daniel Velos, General Manager, Carlsbad Chevrolet, and our sizzling summer sell down begins now. What does that mean for you? That means more discounts. That means more money for your trade, parts discounts. We are giving them out like crazy. We're buying cars and we're buying them from you and all across the USA and bringing them right to our parking lot. That's right. Let's make a deal. Our sizzling summer sell down begins now. That's right here, 2155 South Canal Street in Carlsbad. Carlsbad Chevrolet, your home of the great guys.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
On Sunday, May 14th at 2 p.m., join the Artesia Arts Council as they proudly present Jessica Fichot. With 3 acclaimed albums under her belt, Jessica Fichot has charmed audiences around the world performing her lively songs at concert halls, festivals, and clubs across the globe. Accompanied by her accordion, toy piano, and fiery band, Jessica will surely dazzle you with her style and flair. For show info and ticket pricing, visit ArtesiaArtsCouncil.com. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your role. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Sutherland's of Carlsbad is here for all your home improvement and DIY projects. Visit Sutherland's.com for how-to tips and guides. Skip the hassle. Buy online and pick up in-store for free at 2101 South Canal in Carlsbad. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, and plywood, to fencing, power tools, and furniture, Sutherland's has what you need for the job, plus great financing options. Sutherland's, helping Americans build it better since 1917.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Good morning, Southeast New Mexico. Temperatures in the upper 80s in Roswell, Carlsbad, Artesia, 89 degrees this Thursday, and 88 degrees in Lovington at our radio studios. Tomorrow, a high temperature and 90 at our radio studios, but a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms strong. And in the Carlsbad, Artesia area, 92 degrees with a chance of a thunderstorm. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105. Don't shake your body, baby. Do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Hello, who are you? I'm your number one fan.
831 morning show this morning, being brought to you by Atlas Maker, a perfect gift for Mother's Day, graduation, and birthdays, whatever it is, perfect gift. And everybody that gets the Atlas Maker mirror loves the Atlas Maker mirror. Local inventor. Yeah, Rebecca Long standing by because Mother's Day is coming up in just a handful of days. Yeah, shipping might be a problem. If you want to call and pick it up, that's not going to be a problem. Give her a call, 575-631-3189. If you haven't seen it, go online, atlasmakermirror.com, and check it out. If it's a maybe a gift for graduation, you can order right there and they can ship it. But times 1, times 5, times 10 magnification, best mirror on the market today, and it comes with LED lights that are very, very bright. AtlasMakerMirror.com. That number 575-631-3189. Minnesota man built what he believed to be the world's first beer-powered motorcycle in his garage in Bloomington, Minnesota. Much like Nancy Pelosi, it runs on 14 gallons of booze a day. That's it, 14 gallons of booze a day, much like Nancy. So thank you for being the first. Tom, did you see Denny Crum passed away?
Yes, I saw 86-year-old. He was the coach of the Louisville Cardinals, brought them 2 national championships.
Yeah, sure did. And so he will be missed. And big story when it comes to laying down the mattress store chains. These guys have been gobbling them up. Mattress Firm buying up mattress stores all over America. Just bought out Tempur Sealy.
Get out.
Final price. Sealy was the biggest at one particular time. $4 billion deal. That's nothing to lay down on. I'm going to be honest with you. That's nothing to lay down on. 833. Text line is open, Tomas.
All right, Tom. You cannot sit on the fence, says the texter. Pick a side and stick with it. And I have.
And I have to jump in and read this
Team
one.
Tim.
It's probably one of the most racist statements I've ever heard, and this comes out of Oilfield Liberal.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Tom A., are your kids proud of your Mexican dunce routine and being the punching bag for white men? Just curious. It must pay good money.
Boy, and let me just say this much. I've never looked at Tom as a Mexican to begin with. So that's kind of racist of you to say something like that. And I never consider myself a white man either. Until somebody says you're white. I'm going to tell you the whitest thing on me right now. Let me move to the camera. I don't know if you can see that patch. That's road rage. It's very white, but you look at the rest of the arm, not as white, but right there is very, very white. So I wouldn't even think that I was white until you tell me that. But that's just me. Thanks for reminding me. Damn racist. Bastard. Go ahead, Tom.
All right, so come on, Kevin. Says this one text. When you lived in Roswell, remember, there was a Republican mayor, so you cannot blame Tim.
But why didn't the Republicans put up somebody? Look, if Dennis Kentai was not doing his job, why didn't the Republican Party put up somebody better? What happened was they split the vote and Tim went in. And if you voted for Tim Jennings, God bless you. God bless you. I don't know how you hold your nose and went ahead and pulled the lever. I kind of stand on my values, and Tim Jennings and me don't have the same values. Now, if you think Tim was a great choice and you turned your back on the party, then that's you. It's not me. I couldn't have done it. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I could have not held my nose.
You're right, B. There was 3 other candidates in that race, and they took away votes from Kentai.
Well, there was actually 2 other candidates.
Yeah, 2 other.
Tim and Kentai, and another guy I think ran as a...
He ran a business there.
Yeah, I mean, but, you know, he did take some Republicans away.
Yeah.
But the matter is, Republicans did not show up for vote, and Republicans crossed over and voted for a lifelong liberal Democrat that backed this governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, and backed Richardson, and backed everything that's bad about New Mexico. And you guys forgot it all. You guys turned your back and forgot it all. And I'll probably piss you off by saying that. And that's fine with me, because I will stand by what I feel. And if I'm wrong ever, I will let you know I'm wrong. In this case, I'm not wrong.
and the text finishes with, but remember who is a mayor there in Hobbs? It's a Democrat. Also Hobbs.
Oh, no. And you know what? I don't like all the things that he's done. And there again, we had a guy running as a Republican. That election was very, very, very close. But nobody showed up to vote either. That's part of the problem. How many people went out and voted in the mayor's election? Was it like 1,100?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I mean, out of all the people that live in Hobbs, but I'm speaking out of turn. Please set me straight.
Well, let me finish.
I do remember something about 1,100 something voters.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Let me finish the text. Also, Hobbs caters to a younger group of people due to jobs in the oil industry, which Roswell caters to the older generation.
No, I tend to disagree 100%. I tend to disagree 100%. Hobbs caters to a lot of elderly, very far right Republicans, and have actually incorporated Hispanics voting Republican. That's the difference. That is the difference. And I'll say it again, me and Dennis Kentai knocked heads about a lot of things. So if you don't like Dennis Kentai, let's bring in somebody else.
To be honest, it's not everyone that voted for Tim Jennings, says this text. It's just said that there were too many Republicans running for that office that split the vote. So Tim Jennings could got more because the Republican vote was split.
Do you think that was planned?
I don't know.
And you know what? As Republicans, maybe we should be smarter and have a Democrat run and split his votes. I don't know. I mean, it's time for us to get nasty. We have to outthink. That sometimes is the problem. Actually planning ahead, thinking.
Text says, you are right, Kevin, says the text. Oh, but let us not forget the BS redistricting that we let them get away with, says another texter.
And that court case is not over yet. I'm hoping that by 2024, we actually are able to defeat that. Part of the problem, and I hate to say it, is the Republican Party needs to learn how to fight nasty.
I agree with
The
you.
only way we're going to win elections is to outthink, outplan, and come up with a nasty game plan. That's it.
But what do you?
Sorry if I've ticked off any lifelong Republicans, but that's the God's honest truth.
But
we need to find new ways of doing things.
How do you change the culture of Republicans always sticking to their core values?
I'm not asking anybody to change their core values. We had Republicans that voted for a guy who's polar opposite of their core values.
Are you going to stick to that? And then, I don't know. People say you need in this next major race for senator, you need a Hispanic to run for that position.
Okay, I'm good with that. I'm good with
that?
that. If that's what it takes, whatever. Whatever. All right, it looks like Florida wants to pave roads with radioactive waste. And I'm going to stop you right here. There was a company in my hometown called Marine Shale. Marine Shale would take nuclear waste and heat it up to like a gazillion degrees and turn the nuclear waste into aggregate. And they were working on how to pave roads with the aggregate. Now, there was a problem because the mayor of Louisiana, Edwin Edwards, and the owner of Marine Shale bribed officials, and that was the end of that. So I'm not going to poo-poo the idea that using radioactive waste, after you heat that waste up, it actually, they proved it time and time again that it's not radioactive anymore. So if we could turn that into a way to pave roads, and it compacted better than anything that's on the market. Look them up, Marine Shale. The guy that invented this process actually had like a 5th grade education from Mississippi. Look it up, Marine Shale. Chris Christie blasted Trump's ridiculous response to E. Jean Carroll, calling him, he must be the most unlucky SOB in the world. Chris Christie, you've got to be the most unluckiest SOB in the world. How many times you ran for president and gotten nowhere?
Right.
Just saying. All right, we're going to talk about cross-sex hormone study that shows that multiple kids have committed suicide. Text line, we're going to take a break at some point. It's 8:42.
All right, so Patriot Larry says, think of the racism right now, that if you pick a Hispanic to run, they will vote for him even if he's ignorant. But if you pick an intelligent white person, they won't. Simply astonishing, says the text.
Whatever gets us to the point, and there are plenty Hispanics that are actually very intelligent and can hold their own. So I have no problem with that.
But his point is well taken, though, because even if you've got somebody who's the better candidate, if they're white, they immediately lose points because they're white.
Well, we got to check boxes.
And if they're Hispanic, then there's a lot of Hispanics that'll vote for him just because the fact that they have Garcia or Gonzalez or whatever their last name may be, then automatically they're okay. Well, look at what Beto is doing. Big old white dude. But because people thought, well, Beto, he must be Hispanic, right? Yeah.
His name is Robert Francis O'Rourke.
And by the way, his family in El Paso have a long history of working with the other side of the border. His dad was an import-exporter. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
I've got a quick question, and it's referenced one of the texts, said what's kind of follow-up on the gun battle on the border. That was yesterday, right? This is fresh news. I've been sitting here scanning the last half hour, CNN, MSNBC, even Fox. I can find not one story.
No.
I cannot find
And you
anything.
won't. I looked, the only place I could find it, McAllen TV. They just wheeled Dianne Feinstein out. Holy crap. Whew. She's in a wheelchair.
My goodness.
And Portacita. Holy crap.
Looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Holy man, I feel bad. I do feel bad for her because they're putting her in a situation she's not ready for. She's not up for that. Wow. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. By the way, if you didn't hear the shooting in Far Texas, sounds from Far Texas yesterday at 4 p.m. on the border, on the bridge.
I'm hearing
like
3
a pop
guns.
gun.
I'm hearing 3. I'm
That
hearing
didn't sound like a pop gun.
I'm hearing what sounds like an RPK. There's a handgun that's floating around in there. I'm hearing, and then that higher pitched but very RPK sound is an AK-47, which basically
That
is
to
the
me
same
sounds like a
thing as
50
an
cal,
RPK.
But, I mean, I if somebody can correct me, go up.
Well,
ahead.
and it's hard to tell. I mean, especially through a recorded device. 'Cause who
Heavy
knows what
weapons.
they use to record it.
Those are heavy weapons.
Oh, those people were just playing around. They don't mean anything. Come on, Rush, you're being too hard on this. They don't mean a damn thing. They're just seeking a better life.
And the most disturbing thing is the fact that our news media, even Fox, are not covering the
just
story.
burying it.
Why?
Burying it. Nobody is saying anything. I looked at that story. I saw it first on Twitter and looked at McAllen, Texas. And then I was like, oh, there you go. Finally, they put it up.
And
But
somebody
as far
agreed
as
with me. They said that's an RPK, an AK, and a handgun.
Wow. Yeah. Big push in Washington today to ban all gas stoves. The debate starts firing up today. Can't wait for it. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store. Broadmoor Mall, extensive collection of FR jeans. They also have work boots, steel toe boots, hard hats. They've got looking good clothes, going out clothes, gloves, shirts, whatever you need for work, they can accommodate. And when you go in there and you start seeing the furniture, appliances, and electronics, you go, well, we need a brand new sofa or a brand new TV. They've got zero down financing for that stuff. And next door, Scrub Outfitters has the largest selection of scrubs, including Healing Hands, Met Couture's, Dickies, and more compression socks, shoes, and you can always go in there. And if they don't have something you look for, please let them know about it. Hey, I was looking for this style, but in this size, and they will find it for you. They will. They will go beyond the call of duty. That's because that's the team that Joe has put together. And isn't it cool doing business locally? It is. 8:48. News up next, guys.
All right. Is there any update on the Republican Party getting a governor and senator prospect lined up yet? Ask the text.
Too early.
Now, there are several amazing, and it goes on to say, there are several amazing Hispanic men and women here in Lee County that would be awesome if they were just approached, supported, and trained, says the text.
Probably too early for the governor's race. That's 20.
Yeah, it's a couple
26, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong about that? 2026?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
But
no, that would be 2025, right? I'm having a brain fart moment.
But guys,
having a Tom A.
If I had in my early days become politically active, and then moved over here like I did in 2008 and continue to be politically active, I would seek the U.S. Senator seat.
Cool.
You're laughing?
Yeah, because you like the free lunch.
Oh, I would.
Dude, what qualifications do you have? Have you ever run a business?
Yes.
You're the guy that had $2,000 deductible. You're
Yes.
the guy that is so damn complacent you won't take care of things until you actually have to.
The way that you are, okay, I would never vote for you, Tom, as much as I love you as a person. I would never vote for you because I know how you are when you meet anybody. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle they are on. It doesn't matter what their views are. If you meet them in person, they're immediately a good person, and you are 100% behind them, and you will take their word for no matter what.
I got the way this would go down. So Tom is in Washington, D.C., and he's got to introduce a bill and debate it. This is the way this would go down. Dave, hey, bro. I got this big debate tomorrow. I was just wondering if you can come in and pitch it for me. I mean, I really need you. I don't know if I could pull it off. I mean, I don't have the experience pulling it off. And you know, I mean, you took care of the water heater, you took care of the windows, the air condition. I mean, you think you could come do this for me?
Look, all it would take is a couple of these lobbyists to take him out to lunch a few times, and he would be in their back pocket. Period. End of story.
Done. Finish. Yeah. All right. Debt ceiling, debt limit. If we don't raise the debt limit, what will happen to Social Security?
Ooh.
They're saying there will be a disruption of benefits, and this is really troubling. Not for me. I can do without my $2,300. I can't. I am okay. I'm all right. But there are plenty of people that are living Social Security check to Social Security check. They can't do it. So a disruption of Social Security would put a big burden on elderly people. And I just want to say, why don't we hear that there would be a cutoff of welfare recipients, food stamp recipients, or maybe illegal aliens coming across the damn border? No. You people that paid in, you're the ones that are going to get the shaft. What the hell? Seriously, what the hell? All right, we got to take a break. Tom, go ahead. Anything else?
All right, so this is against you, B. Says be so pro-America. Why did he leave the country? Shouldn't he get a job in the Philippines and stop his radio job here? He's such a traitor. Says
how am I a traitor? I stand up for America every single day. I pay taxes to America. And here's another thing. Do you pay my bills?
Well, is it B's
fault?
fault?
The hell up.
Is it B's fault that his money goes further in the Philippines?
And here's the other thing. My wife is Filipino. She loves America. 14-year-old daughter. Staying by herself in the Philippines, that's tough. So we're going to do what's good for my family. What you ought to do is what's good for your family. And there's one thing I'm not, is a traitor to America. I fight for America every single day. Traitor.
Here's something I don't
know. You know how
understand.
many expats live outside the United States? 9 million expats live outside the United States. I guess we're all traitors, right? Many of them special services, many of them military, many of them met people in foreign countries and went back there to live with their spouses. They're all traitors. Every one of them is traitors. I ought to introduce you to my buddy Dave, who has done things that he can't even talk about to serve this great country. I ought to introduce you. I bet he'd have a different take. Just saying.
Well, I don't understand what the question is. Where's the big stretch in you double-digit IQ people's mind. His wife is from the Philippines. They have family there, so he spends part of the year there in the Philippines so she can be close to her family. While he's there, he still pays all of his American taxes and everything that he does, and then comes back over here and lives the rest of the part of the year.
Well,
what the heck? Is that a far stretch?
Keeps up with local news and local events, not only local, but obviously state and federal. Here in the United States, talks about it every single morning, fights for our rights, and you guys are gonna criticize that. I mean, there again, just these liberals.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. There is nobody that loves America more than me. I love America. I love the opportunity they gave me. I love the opportunity they gave me raising a family. But at the same time, I have never asked you for anything. So you go ahead and continue to struggle. I think maybe there's a problem that you see me living my life, and it's a better life than your life. I think maybe that's the problem. By the way, I'm not there. I'm still healing. But June 10th, the wife booked us before I got injured to go to a resort for our anniversary. I'll send you some pictures, bro. I will. I might not be diving or anything like that. I know I won't, but I'll have a beer I'll wrapped around my hand, and I'll be on the white sand. So take that and stick it in your pipe.
And here, let me point out something, oil field liberal. Unless you're working graveyards on a drilling rig or something, this is the middle of the busiest part of the oil field day, and every damn day during the show, you've got time to spend hours on your cell phone texting. So I don't know who you're working for or how good a job you're doing, but I don't see, apparently not very well. What are you doing? Are you monitoring a water transfer pump or something? What's this big bad oil field job you're doing that gives you all this time?
Let me ask this. Why won't he call in? Do you sound like a little girl? I mean, seriously. Is your nickname Squeaky? I'm just wondering, because you won't call in. Go ahead and call in. We give you the opportunity. And you know who should worry about me traveling the world? There are two people, me and Will Rooney. That's it. And as long as I can be on the air every day and bring content and do a hell of a show, and you ain't got nothing to say about it. So move on and troll somebody else. God bless you. And let me say this at the same time. The day Will Rooney gets tired of me, I'm good. I am good. I will continue to live my life. I'm good. So when Will decides that he's had enough of the old cranky son of a gun.
Look, I'm just going to say, if I've been putting up with Tom A this long, I think I can handle you for a little while, B. I think we're good.
So, oh my God, these big baby cries. Worry about other people's lives. God bless you. 8:58. Let's take a break. KWMW Malmore 105.1 FM. News this morning being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill. Roadrunner Grill, they're serving up breakfast right now. You ready to get a late breakfast or maybe an early lunch? Either way, they can accommodate you. Need them to cater your next big event. Or maybe you want them to serve up lunch for everybody on location. Call in advance. 575-748-3324. And from time to time, they do their big buffets and they roll it out. Sometimes it's seafood. We'll let you know when that's going to happen. Roadrunner Grill, stop in today for lunch or breakfast inside the Best Western Pecos Inn. Let's get updated with news, but first, let's qualify you for cash in W105.
Benny's Western Store in Artesia and Carlsbad for just a W105 cash blowout.
Call now. Call now.
Call 877-396-W105 now. Be one of the first 5 people to call in for your chance to win $105. The W105 cash blowout.
I want my money.
I want it now. Call in now to win.
cannot get Zeta to do anything.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent sin. All over Febreze clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Welcome back to the quickest podcast ever, brought to you by Kohl's.
Today's topic, procrastination.
Leave it to me to last-minute shop for Mother's Day.
It snuck up on me too. Luckily, Kohl's has gifts for under $50, like Sephora beauty favorites, comfy activewear, the latest tech.
Wow, not bad for the last minute.
Right? And I got an extra 15% off, a little something for myself too.
Yep, I'm convinced. Here I come, Kohl's.
Select styles. Sephora coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply. Offer ends May 14th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
MTD Radio News. I'm Jim Miller. Artesia police made an arrest after a lengthy investigation initiated January 27th this year at the Artesia General Hospital Emergency Room. Criminal Investigation Division of the Police Department quickly responded to the hospital, launching a death investigation regarding the unattended death of a newborn baby. The deceased baby was transferred for the Office of the Medical Investigator of New Mexico, who performed an autopsy of the victim. OMI determined the manner of death to be a homicide March 28th. Artesia Police is presenting case information to the 5th Judicial District Attorney's Office. Formal charges were filed on the suspect and the mother of the victim, identified as 19-year-old Alexi J. Treviso. Alexis Murray's child abuse trial stemming from her son's fatal fentanyl overdose delayed at least another 4 months after a defense motion cited cell phone evidence that was not yet provided by the prosecution. Murray was charged with child abuse resulting in the death of her 12-year-old Brent Sullivan, who overdosed on fentanyl back in 2021. She also faced a second count of child abuse stemming from Murray's 18-month-old daughter being present in the home where the drug was allegedly used and trafficked. Sullivan's death set Carlsbad on edge when his body was found in his shed September 28, 2021 at his grandmother's residence on Western Way. 2 Eddy County intersections listed as extremely dangerous included a transportation plan being prepared by the county. The Eddy County Master Transportation Plan will evaluate transportation and strengthen programs to assist the decision-making process in the coming decades. MTP will offer guidance by identifying trends and issues impacting Eddy County and establish goals and objectives, creating a transportation system, meeting needs of residents, and supporting economic development. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTP Radio News.
When you need a water well drilled or serviced, you want the experience and dedication of the best. That's Desert Sand Water Well, offering new well drilling, service, maintenance on residential and irrigation wells, sand separator installations, and well treatment. They're licensed and bonded in New Mexico. And Desert Sand Water Well offers 24/7 service with flat hourly rates, even after hours, covering all of southeast New Mexico. Desert Sand Water Well also offers free consultations and same-day service when possible. Call Desert Sand Water Well at 575-396-3790 or visit them online at desertsandsnm.com.
A lot of new enrollments, huh? Braylon, Braden...
Monique's Daycare is calling with new arrivals.
Hey, sweetie, are you hungry?
She needs more early childhood educators.
Did your sock slip off again?
And a nap.
Hey there, little guy. Okay. Shh. Whoa.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, trunk lids, license plate holders, and headlights. They've got lots of headlights. When you need parts, get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's gonna fit. eBay Motors. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Now back to the show.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
Paraphrase the phrase in my own neighborhood. The rest of the country's, the world's not a patch on our genes if we do what we want to do.
How stupid can you get?
9:05. I will say this. Ahead of the end of Title 42. I'm watching on Fox News this morning. In California, they are just wandering in. In Texas, there is razor wire everywhere. But the people coming across the border have actually, they are prepared with welding gloves. Now, these are poor people. Now, how could they afford the welding gloves? I guess the same way they afford the Nike tennis shoes and the hiking boots. If one American is injured, one American, the blood is on the hands of the Democratic Party and Joe Biden. Because we can't stop them. We can't stop them. I see the National Guard lined up trying to talk to them and reason with them. But there's no reason. These people think that they are entitled to everything that we worked our ass off for. They think they're entitled to come and take it. I was listening to the audio, and I'm just like, They think that what we have is theirs. If one American is injured, if one American dies, the blood is on the Democratic Party for their lack of effort. I don't know if anybody has watched the video. This is just sad. I mean, all along, these people have been sold a bad bill of goods. Joe Biden hasn't done his job. The Border Patrol has done everything they can. But, at some point, they have to follow orders. They're soldiers, too. Somebody's going to get hurt. And that's sad. Immigrants are Border Patrol officers, National Guard officers. Somebody's going to be injured. Sad. Title 42 tonight at midnight when it all comes to a head. Sad, sad, sad. Text line, Tom, 877-396-W105.
Yeah, and the Patriot Larry says, I think we should at least have the right to fight for it and not be prosecuted by the law, he says. And did we have dead air? Someone said we had dead air. No?
Not in there.
Yes, we did.
Oh.
There was not only, there was a whole big issue after the sounder, but it's fixed.
Okay, it's fixed. And Jules is saying, hey, B, do Filipinos want to come to America?
Some do. Some don't. Some are a bunch of lazy son of a guns. But, we got lazy people all over the world.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Papa Top says, why does B call crybabies baby cries? Asks Papa Top.
Because they're baby cries. You want to call them crybabies, let them cry. Are they crying? Okay, that means the baby is crying. It's not sliced bread here, bro.
Right.
Unless it's good bread. I'll take some po' boy bread, but other than that, really don't want the bread.
And do we want any more Oldfield liberal comments this morning?
Oh, go ahead and give it to me.
All right, here we go. He says B depends on the GoFundMe.
No, not really. So in that situation, I had just paid my taxes and I just bought a piece of land. So I couldn't get my hands immediately on the cash because I had put it away in a CD. So I will never put myself in that situation again. But if anybody wants their money back, hit me up and I'll pay you back. No, serious. I will. If that's what, hey, Oldfield Liberal, if that makes you feel better, go ahead. I'll do that.
Well, I guarantee you, not one of those people who were making those comments, because there was more than just Oldfield Liberal that made smart-ass comments about B and his medical bills. If I I challenge any of you to prove where any of you gave any money. Oh, no, you didn't. You know what? It's my money. I gave money. Tom gave money. Russ gave money. It's our decisions if we want to give money, not yours.
Yeah, it is.
We wanted to help the man out. He's helped us out. He helped out complete strangers in the Philippines. He helped out complete strangers in Southeast New Mexico time and time again. So it was
How
our
many
turn.
times has somebody needed medical care and I said, I'll put up the first 100?
Yeah.
Multiple times. You're not talking to Tom.
Whatever.
You're not talking to Tom.
Hey, guys, we did have a softball player last night who gave me some money, and he says, how's B feeling? I said, he's feeling a whole lot better. He's recovering very well. He says, why don't you use this money to take everybody to lunch, the staff?
There you go, Tom.
So he's giving it to you so we can treat the staff to lunch.
And like J-Dub said, oil
Thank you,
field
buddy.
liberal, you didn't donate anyway, punk. So what are you worried about?
Someone else said, absolutely not, B. As far as giving the money back, I gave it. It's my money. I can send it to who I want. There you go. Well, and thank you for your donation. We appreciate it.
But if anybody feels offended that my wife couldn't get her hands on money, and in the Philippines, when you are in the hospital, if you don't pay, they cut you off. No. I'm going to be honest with you. If I need an MRI, they would bring the bill and say, go bring the bill and we'll schedule.
Oh, my.
If you need pain medicine, we will start to drip as soon as you go down and pay. I'm not lying.
Just like that. Dang, B.
A true story. True story. You need x-rays. You need them to do a x-ray or a CT scan on your lungs to see how much fluid you have in there. Go pay. So it's a little different situation. And it's my bad. It's my bad that I let my personal account, the money that I could actually get to, I let I got hit by taxes, and then we bought another piece of land, and then I bought a car, I bought a motorcycle, and so it's my fault. Lesson learned, believe me. Lesson learned. And by the way, when you're injured and you need help, I guarantee you I'll be there for you, even if you're a liberal puke.
And something actually productive from the text line. Congratulations to our Lee County 4-H rifle team. They're going to Grand Island, Nebraska, June the 25th and 30th to compete for the national title. So we have a Lee County rifle team competing for a national title.
Is that our
Congratulations.
Is that our friend that we know that?
I have a feeling that probably come from our friends down at M&R Tire and Service Center, but that was Brian that sent us that.
Way to go, kids.
Awesome. Concern being raised in Congress as 2 youths commit suicide in a taxpayer-funded cross-sex hormone study. Lawmakers seek answer as they call transgender experiments going on, as we have 2 individuals that committed suicide after starting the cross-gender study program, which is nothing more than beta hormone blockers and all of that type of stuff. Two people committed suicide. And the Texas House version of the school voucher bill would reduce the program's scope and replace the STAR tests first published in the Texas Tribune. That is different than the House version of that. But school choice should mean school choice, that you have a opportunity and a choice in where you want to send your kids. I would think that's the way that went. And a mom of a 6-year-old who allegedly shot his teacher breaks her silence, taking complete responsibility for her son's action. Boy, this is refreshing. Deja Taylor, mother of that 6-year-old boy from Virginia, who allegedly shot his first-grade teacher inside the classroom earlier this year, saying she's taking responsibility. Taylor, who faces criminal charges and the January 6th shooting at the elementary school in Newport News, broke her silence, said, I take responsibility. I should not have had a gun around where my son, who had a mental condition, could get the gun. Kind of refreshing to see a mother taking responsibility. Really is. All right, good news of the day coming up this morning. Morning show being brought to you by our buddies at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. Driving on 128 this morning. Oh, wait, running low on fuel. Not a problem. Exit on Buck Jackson Road. Go down 2.75 miles. Fill her up. It's a covered area. Large, nice. This weekend we got rain in the forecast. And the perfect place to fill up because it is a covered area. They sell unleaded, green diesel, red diesel, DEF. And they do accept all your fleet cards, credit cards, and debit cards. If you're on 128, exit Buck Jackson Road and head down to the Twin Wells Fuel Station. Good news in just a second. 9:16, Tom.
John from Europe says, guys, every time this debt ceiling crap or budget crap comes up, the loser crats, they start screaming, the sky is falling, and using fear tactics. What do the idiots think is going to happen when they spend us into oblivion and the U.S. dollar ain't worth a thing? Well, actually, it says
I said it yesterday. Why do we even have a debt? I mean, why do we have to borrow money? We have more taxes collected in this country than we have ever collected. So why do we have to borrow money? Why do we have to borrow money from foreign entities? And I'll say it again. I ain't never heard about cutting welfare. I ain't never heard about cutting services to these illegals that are just invading our country. Oh, no, we're going to cut your Social Security. Something that you paid into.
Also, the Chaves County Compound Archery team and their air pistol team are headed to Nebraska to represent the state. Well, excuse me. Well, way to go, Chaves County. And again, a way to go to our Lee County team as well. Go get them, Mr. B. Take no prisoners, says the texter. And also congratulations to the Lee County 4-H rifle team. They're going to be in Grand Island, Nebraska, June 25th through the 30th. Well, way to go, guys. Again, way to go. And they're going to compete for the national title. So proud of our kids.
Jake Tapper on CNN went crazy about Donald Trump last night. Let's listen in on that.
Mr. Trump's first lie was told just seconds into the night with his false familiar claim that the 2020 election was, quote, a rigged election. And the falsehoods kept coming fast and furious about the January 6th insurrection, about the threat to Vice President Pence, about Pence's ability to overturn the election, about COVID, about the economy, and more. He called a black law enforcement officer a thug. He said people here in Washington, D.C. at Chinatown don't speak English. He attacked Caitlyn as a nasty woman because she was trying to get him to answer a question. Perhaps most chillingly, the day after a 9-person jury of his peers in New York found him liable for sexual battery and defamation and ordered him to pay writer E. Jean Carroll $5 million, he made fun of her account of her sexual assault.
And your point?
And many in the audience laughed.
Yeah, they did. And by the way, they also applauded him a whole bunch. I bet that burned your britches too.
Well, that guy never
But God bless you. Jake Tapper and, of course, Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper and Jake Twapper. Good deal. All right, we got to get to the good news of the day being brought to you by Farmers Insurance agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. Call Rustin. He can take care of all your needs. He's right across the street from Bob's Thriftway in Lovington, proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So a cop in South Carolina pulled a guy over on Sunday for drifting into another lane. But he wasn't drunk. It was an older guy who had just come from a dance hall, and he wanted to keep dancing. So he was apparently doing it while he was driving. Once they worked out the ticket stuff, he offered to give the cop a dancing lesson on the side of the road, and she accepted. Her chest cam caught it all on video. It's very sweet. When we say older man, we're talking way, yeah, I think he's probably pushing 90.
Wow.
A guy in Minnesota says his Apple Watch saved his life. He was outside his house when someone driving by hit him with their car and took off.
Oh, my.
Wow.
his Apple Watch immediately sensed the impact, called 911, and also texted his wife. He ended up with a broken tailbone and some cracked ribs, but he'll be okay. The driver was a 17-year-old kid who turned himself in later on. The Humane Society saved a stray kitten in South Carolina that got its head stuck in a soup can. The photos they posted are pretty cute. Chunky, so they called him Campbell. And finally, a Facebook group called Random Acts of Crochet Kindness with over 240,000 members. And they're in the news because all they do is knit and crochet funny items and then leave them out in public for random people to find. So just some kindness crochet wise. That is the good news of the day.
Thank you so much. I remember my grandmother crocheted me a crochet condom. I had to explain to her. I didn't think it would work.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Here's Whoopi Goldberg talking about she doesn't wear underwear. And I'm just thinking, I've seen that big butt. That's a lot of friction.
The Washington Post wrote about what they call the next great travel debate. How much underwear do you take when you pack? People apparently had really strong opinions. I don't wear underwear, so it's not a question I have to think of. The Washington Post
Thank you,
about,
Whoopi. I appreciate it. I couldn't live without that information.
I'm just
and it's one of those things I had to share because I don't want to be the only damn one.
Thanks, man.
So, hey, Russ, we got 2 breaks or 1 break?
Just one. We've got one that we need to get to by the end of the show. We're good.
All right. So we'll get to that as we wrap up. Tom and the text line is open. 877-396-W105. Morning show being brought to you by North Star Laundry. They'll take care of all your laundry. They're in Carlsbad and in Loving. And they can start you up, press you up, do your dry cleaning, and they can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. They can do all of that. Now, if you want to take care of your own clothes, not a problem. They have coin-operated machines at all 3 of their locations, and they're open 7 days a week. 609 West Lee, 604 West Church, both of those in Carlsbad, and on West Cedar and Loving. Check them out today, North Star Laundry. Tom and the text.
All right, so this text saying, please put an extra large eclair. What is that, a donut or something?
Eclair.
In front of Tom the next time he starts rambling on how great the mayor is of Roswell. Look, here's the deal. Anybody who can run, hold public office, get the criticism they do, get calls at 3 a.m. in the morning, kudos to you.
Wait, that's when the police showed up. What are you talking about? That's when the police showed up.
I'm just saying.
Kissy, kissy, kissy.
Ooh, got some good stuff there.
So, why don't you guys run for public office? See how you feel when they
like whiskey
when they come at you.
Yeah. Oh, like they don't come at us now, Tom. I'm sorry. Like we live in like there's nobody ever texts us or gets mad at us on this station.
Yeah, but it just rolls off our back, dude. Boom. You know.
Why would that be any different if I'm a politician?
Well, because they'll call you at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Who's calling somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning?
And then they'll
No. Who's calling Tim Jennings at 3 o'clock in the morning?
I'm sure they are. In generic.
No. Who's calling? You said it. I'm holding you to task. Who's calling Tim Jennings at 3 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know. I'm not a secretary.
Tom is because he's
Sheriff's Department.
No,
you're the one that said it.
One. Tom is the only one that calls him at 3 o'clock in the morning because he has no boundaries and he will butt dial anyone at any time in the morning.
See, it happens.
Tim B was talking about they spotted a cougar in Santa Fe. Just letting you know about it, bro.
Awful, you guys, awful. And another texter says, I don't know if I want to read that. No, that's about Whoopi. So enough of her.
What? Whoopi wears Depends, not panties?
Whoopi's off limits too.
No,
Tim's off limits. Whoopi's off limits. I see a trend here.
It's a visual.
Why was Whoopi wearing Depends off limits? I don't understand that.
It's a visual text. You see what they're talking about.
Look,
nasty.
Boy, you're one of the back-assward people I've ever met in my life.
And another texter says, someone get Tom Some paper towels to clean off the brown stuff off his nose, says the texter. Another texter says, see, he proved that he's in bed with the mayor at 3 a.m. Come on now. Laugh out loud, says the texter. I represent any politician that wants to get out in public.
Let me just say this much. I have never represented the politician.
Well, you kiss his butt when you call him. It's actually technically a booty call.
Yeah, is that it? Would that be considered foreplay?
By the way, I stole that from.
And by the way, the ex-wife called in and said, "Well, we finally, thank God, he finally understands what it is."
Oh, I guess.
All right, wrap her up, Tom. What else you got?
All right, so another texter says, yes, thank you, Russ.
Yeah, he knew I stole his text.
Yeah. And another one says, can't wait for your show to come up. So it's on the way. B?
All right, weather for the day this morning being brought to you by Chance Materials, reminding you every project begins with a very solid foundation, ready-mix concrete. Lowest possible price, unmatched customer service. You can find them at chancematerials.com, 575-363-3240. And don't forget Chance Materials. They have plants in Carlsbad and Roswell. They serve all of southeast New Mexico. chancematerials.com. Sunny and 84 today. Looking pretty good today. Clear tonight, down to about 55. Sunny tomorrow, getting up to 91-ish. And then we have rain tomorrow night, and that rain's sticking around for most of the weekend. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. Anything else you see, Will? I'm not going to depend on Tom.
No.
You're asking if I see anything else?
Yeah.
So someone made a reference to Tim must have the flavor of Dr. Pepper, which would make, I guess that would make sense. And I mean, the rest of them are just all similar text to what we're talking about with Tim. Yeah. Someone asked why Tom isn't doing the extended version anymore.
I am.
Because you are?
Yes. I co-hosted.
You are?
I co-hosted.
Okay. So
wait a second. Hold up. Delusional. By the way, tomorrow, who's going to be your guest on the Friday edition of the extended version?
She is Dr. Elena.
With our buddy Blake.
Dr. Elena. Will you stop already?
I'm sorry. What was the title?
Who's going to be our guest tomorrow?
And you messed up her name too.
Dr. Elaine Serna Cruz.
No.
Senna.
Dude, there's nothing
Senna
part
Cruz.
about that that's right. Elaine Senna Cortez.
I'm sorry.
Senna.
You said Serna. You said Cruz.
Well, you guys kept interrupting me.
And you said Elena to begin with.
And by the way, so you're wondering, why Blake is hosting?
Exactly.
Now
there's your reason.
I love you, Tom.
Now she is with My Power Inc. That's an organization that is helping young women empower themselves to make good decisions in their lives. We'll talk to her.
That's awesome
about that.
We need more of that.
Yep,
for sure. All right, we're done. God bless you guys. We'll be back for the Friday edition of Be on the Breakfast Club. I have doctor's appointments tomorrow, so I'm hoping to buzz back here and get started. But in the meantime, Tom will show prep tomorrow and have a buttload of topics for us to talk about in case I'm running in hot and running late. Right, Tom?
Yes, sir.
Take one for the team.
That's right, baby.
We'll see how that works. Checking news this morning, and then Tradio being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. Your choice for your next HVAC job. 95 today? Did it? Yeah, 95. So if your air conditioner is not working, you're going to find out about it pretty darn quick. Now, the good news is by the weekend, things are going to cool down a little bit. But by Tuesday of next week, we're back in the 90s. So if you need help with your air conditioning system, give Enrique Rocha a call today. The number is 575 631-1999. By the way, if you have a business, he does commercial work, he does residential work. If you need help with an industrial unit, that's not a problem. Enrique's the guy that we call at W105. So give him a call, 575-631-1999. Tradio coming up next with the award-winning Russell Black. He's next on W105. God bless you guys. Have an awesome, awesome day.